The following is a Molstar Communications production in association with CKND Winnipeg TV. The NHL playoff picture is still up in the air, but here in Winnipeg, fans are confident the arena will echo with the sound of white noise again. We all know the Jets are on the move, but they haven't waited till season's end to make moves. The look and complexion of the team has certainly changed from the group that began the season to remember. And all the new faces have mixed in, and together, everyone has played their part to get the Jets within a win of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And once there, the Jets have their sights firmly set on success. The captain will command a team that feels they will be the playoff surprise. The possibilities are exciting, especially for the Jets and their fans who have waited many years for the return of the whiteout. Tonight, the Jets look to put a thrilling finish on 24 years of regular season play with a playoff clinching victory over the Los Angeles Kings, live on CKND Winnipeg TV. Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you by Molson Canadian.
Well, it's just an exciting time. You know, the city's all pumped up, and the building is going crazy. So it's, you know, it's just a great time, and nice to see the fans behind us. It's like, you know, lifts you up, and it's a really exciting time. And, you know, it's always before the game you hear the noise straight to your locker room. So, you know, everybody's ready to play, and you just can't wait to get up there.
Well, it's an electrically charged, noisy, enthusiastic sellout crowd here at the arena, and they want a party, and the Jets hope to give them a reason to. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Molson Jets Hockey on CKND. I'm Joe Pascucci. Well, here it is, the last regular season home game for the Jets, but it's not the last home game ever, as the Jet players are very confident they will clinch a playoff spot tonight. When this game was a sellout 4 months ago, fans thought they were buying tickets to a funeral. Well, it is anything but. And with 2 regular season games left, the Jets are 8th in the Western Conference standings. Now, here's all you need to know. With a win, the Jets will clinch a playoff spot. If they win both their remaining games, they'll finish as high as 6th, and they'll finish no worse than 6th, and as high as 4th place, and that would mean home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know if they can hear me through this crowd, but let's send it upstairs to Kurt Kuhlback and Ted Irvin.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. You're right. It's wild. It's crazy. It's April in Winnipeg, and this place is electric, Ed.
Unbelievable atmosphere, Kurt. This is going to be an exciting evening for some of these young hockey players coming out to play tonight.
And I think the players have to feel the effect of it. I mean, some of them don't have any idea what to expect when they skate out on the ice.
Never experienced anything like this before or after. Terry Simpson says they're not nervous. Those guys can hear the message in the room right now. They hear the fans churning.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Stand by for the opening face-off in what should be a wild evening at the Winnipeg Arena here on CKND Winnipeg TV.
Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you in part by the home of the Big Buy, Jim Gauthier Chevol's Geo Cadillac.
Here comes the time when everyone's like, when you're gonna pack your bags and go.
Roaming around your worldly experiences, exploring an unpublished map you have inside, winding up making yourself at home. And when in Rome, you know. Why? Because I am.
Hey, boys.
Dad, what's fusion?
A herbicide, son. Does a great job.
Why is it so great? Yeah, why?
Why? That's why. Because it's kind of silly throwing your money away, isn't it?
Fusion controls annual grassy weeds in canola, lentils, peas, and flax. So weeds pay a high price. You don't.
Tricks. Tricks are for kids. Finally, after all these years of fixing for kids, well, today, they're for rabbits!
Got milk? Let's compare car dealers with Canadian Tire. They have licensed trained technicians. We have licensed trained technicians. They have high-tech equipment. So do we. They have nationwide guarantees. We have nationwide guarantees. They have high prices. Okay, there is one thing they have that we don't. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices, made better.
Okay, as this being the final home game, there is some ceremony to preclude the game. Here's PA announcer Kim Camarda.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's starting lineups for the Los Angeles Kings. The goaltender number 31, Byron Defoe. The defenseman number 6, Sean O'Donnell. And number 15, Yaroslav Modry. The forward line, number 22, Ian LaPerriere. Number 25, Kevin Stevens. And number 44, Yannick Perreault. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here come your Winnipeg Jets!
Y'all ready for this? The defenseman, number 26, Jeff Finley. And number 27, Teppo Numminen. The left winger, number 7, Keith Tkachuk. The right winger, number 11, Dallas Drake. Number 29, Craig Janney. The Molson Cup Award is a prestigious award that has been awarded to the players for outstanding performance on a game-to-game basis.
The Molson Cup has been awarded annually since 1974. Molson Breweries would like to donate the Molson Cup trophy to the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame and the citizens of Manitoba to be enshrined in a permanent Jets display that will be featured at the museum facility in the Johnson Terminal at the Forks. Please welcome Mr. Marv Roberts, Director of Corporate Sales for Molson Breweries, and Mr. Sam Fabro, Chairman of the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame, who will accept the Molson Cup on behalf of the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you, Mr. Roberts and Mr. Fabro. The Winnipeg Jets would like to thank the past and present players who wore a Jets jersey and for the dedication and commitment to excellence they all brought to the organization over the past 24 years. On behalf of the Winnipeg Jets all-time alumni, we have brought back two players who epitomize everything great about the Jets organization. Through their loyalty, enthusiasm, and hard work, they represented the hockey club and the province with class and distinction, both on and off the ice. Together, they embody the true spirit of professional sports. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Jets scoring leader from 1972 to 1976 and the winner of 3 Avco Cups, the Winnipeg Jets number 9, Bobby Hull. Assist leader and the longest serving player ever to don the Jets colors, the Jets number 25, Thomas Steen. The ceremonial face-off. Please welcome the 1994-95 nominee for the King Clancy Memorial Trophy, the winner of the 1993 and 94 Chrysler Community Service Awards, the Winnipeg Jets captain, Chris King. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Hull, Thomas Steen, and Chris King. Cecile Brown for the singing of the American National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. All the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the bombs bursting over the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, with the Canadian National Anthem, please welcome Jennifer Hansen.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Yes, everybody's ready for this one. A reflection on 24 years. Bobby Hull, Thomas Steen, eras that have passed. But now, tonight, people look forward to a victory. The Winnipeg people do over the Los Angeles Kings to assure a playoff spot. And then at least 2 more whiteouts here at the Winnipeg Arena. In goal for the Los Angeles Kings, Byron Defoe, who has a record of 14 wins, 23 losses, and 8 ties, and a goals against of 3.87. And standing opposite, you heard the chant of Happy Happy, and it, of course, was aimed at this man, Nikolai Habibulin, who has been a brilliant story in goal for the Winnipeg Jets all season long. The referee tonight, a Winnipegger comes home, Andy Van Hellemond. He did the first NHL game in this building, and now the last officially scheduled one. And working with him will be Bob Hodges and Dan LaCourte. Different kind of a feel, different kind of a night here tonight, Ted.
Well, very special night, Kurt. The fans coming out to show the class that the Winnipeg fans are. They didn't come out here and boo. They didn't boycott the game. They sold the building out. They're going to have a party atmosphere. They've appreciated this NHL club over the last 24 years. Winnipeg Jets have to get focused on winning and getting into the playoffs. They need both games. But tonight, they need the 2 points against this LA club. You got to remember one thing. Winnipeg's going to be pumped with this crowd. But this young LA team wants to spoil the party, so it has to make these a good game. Winnipeg has to get off to a good, strong start.
Though the Jets win tonight, they guarantee themselves 8th. They win both their remaining games, they guarantee themselves 6th. And depending on other circumstance, like St. Louis losing in Chicago, if there one remaining game, the Jets could finish as high as 4th and gain the home ice advantage in round 1 of the playoffs. Early in the season, people weren't coming to the Winnipeg Arena. It was kind of a situation where they felt they were babysitting the team from another city. But as time went on, nostalgia began to kick in, and now this game that's been sold out for a long time is one of several over the last short while.
Well, see tonight, Winnipeg Jets still missing Alexei Zamba. Gillen's still gone. Chassé, young Kilger not playing tonight for the LA Kings. Smolek's gone. The big guy out of the lineup, though, is young Rob Blake.
So Gianni and LaPerriere start things off. It goes back to Newman. He puts the pass over to his defense mate Finley. Finley slides it up the middle. It's stopped there in the center ice area, and Kevin Stevens comes back, long shot, kicked away by Javi Bulin. It's taken by Newman into Tkachuk. Tkachuk's pass to Gianni. Back to Tkachuk. Sends it straight up the middle. Loose puck. LaPerriere goes after it. Sends it rink wide. Here's Perreault with some room. He lets it go. Tried to feint on it. Newman got there. And now it's picked up by Gianni. Gianni sends it over to Drake with Tkachuk at center ice. That's flipped in. And going back forward is O'Donnell. Jets have taken 2 of the 3 previous meetings between these clubs. Yachmanev puts it up to center, grabbed there by Eastwood. Eastwood puts it over, he's checked. And the Kings come back. Here's Siplikov to Kristich. Puts it over to Yachmanev. Tried it back. Now Boucher's shot. That goes wide. Nordstrom picks it up. Looks in front. Redirected. Big rebound. And it's picked up. Taken away by Eastwood. Rink wide. McIver dumps it in. And going back to get it is Boucher. He puts it ahead to center ice. Kristich. Stapleton went after him. Knocked the puck off his stick. Stapleton leaves it there. Shannon dumps it in. Olchek gives chase with Nordstrom in behind the net. Olchek trying to kick it free. Now goes after it. Olchek centers, and it's cleared away. Muni. King. Fans acknowledging Eddie Olchek's first shift. It's dumped in. Takes a weird. They score! A weird hop off the boards. It's 1-0 Los Angeles.
Well, not the type of start you'd like ideally right now, Kurt, are in the game. Winnipeg Jets just don't have their legs. LA shoots the puck in. LA moving, comes in. Just a bad bounce off the board. Nobody picked up the LA forward. He walks in, picks up the goal. Nobody in goal. Nobody picks up the forward to check. You see the bad bounce just come off the glass there, and all of a sudden you get LA's got a 1-0 lead, and they put Winnipeg Jets back on their feet a little bit.
Here's Olchek shot. It goes wide. Robert Long's 6th goal of the season. It's 1-0 Los Angeles. Davidovsky kicks it into the corner to Stapleton. Olchek can't get the shot away. It goes into the corner. Sent up along the boards. Muni from the point, trying to dump it back in. Now Muni carries it. Puts it in behind the net. It goes to the corner. And it's picked up there and dumped away by the Kings. Going back is Muni to Captain King at center ice. Drives it into the Los Angeles zone. O'Donnell bumped by Drake. Puck goes to the corner. Grabbed there by Ferraro. He knocks it out to center ice. 1-0 Los Angeles. Newman puts it over now to Tkachuk. He lets it go. And the save by Defoe. Drake leaves it deep. And it's picked up there by O'Donnell. Looks ahead for Lafayette. Stopped in the center ice area. Newman hits Tkachuk with it. Tkachuk cuts in deep. Tkachuk behind. Drake's in front. Tkachuk takes it wide. Looks at Newman. Holds on to it. Now lets it go. He throws it. Jenny.
doing a lot of work on this play. Carney brings it all the way back to blue line. Now watch, he throws it in front. Watch Janney, holds it, throws it underneath Defoe. That's the smarts of Janney, but it's the strength of Tkachuk that sets up this whole play. He started from the left-hand side, circled behind the net, came back. Look at Janney, to the right, to the left, get the goaltender moving. Good goal.
So it's 1-1. It took the Jets a minute 14 to tie it up. Now it's taken into Jet territory. Here's Perreault wide. Down into the corner. McIver leans into him. Shannon is there as well. Four of them battling for it. Now Shannon trying to work it out. He can. It's dumped in wide of the Jet goal. 1-1. 3.5 minutes into the opening period. Eastwood chops it out to center. Boucher pops it back in. And going to get it is Manson in behind his goal. LaPerriere moves in on him. The pass goes up to Shannon. Shannon sends it high. Rink wide for Korolev. Nordstrom back for the Kings to Boucher. Sends it up the middle to center ice. Manson ahead now for Korolev. Korolev for Eastwood. Eastwood to Shannon. He's shot. Defoe the save. And the rebound is sent out to center ice. Back at his own line is Manson. Looks ahead for Shannon. The pass goes wide of him. All the way down. Olczyk did to pick it up. Olczyk knocks it in behind the net. And the Kings start back. Yachmanev into the middle. Bopat dumped it out to center ice. Muni tips it back in. Here's Olczyk's shot. Now Boucher sends it off the glass. It goes to center. And the veteran Craig Muni with it there for Winnipeg. Puts it up the middle. That's picked off by Kristich. Kristich gets it over. Siplikov back for Yachmanev. Yachmanev leaves it there for Kristich. In deep now for Siplikov. Centered it for Yachmanev. Loose puck. And Stapleton trying to lug it out. Can't get by Kristich. Kristich is hit by King. It comes back to Slaney. He shot wide. Kristich in behind the goal. Stapleton stays with him. And now Muni with it. 5 minutes gone in the opening period. The score 1-1. Center ice with it. Kristich gives to Slaney. Dumps it into Jet territory. Finley after it, Dave. Long goes in after him. Puck goes loose. Long bumped by Finley. And now it's taken by the Jets. And flipped off the boards out to center ice. Now dumped right back in by O'Donnell. Muni has it behind his goal. Todd in after him. Fraser picks it up for Winnipeg. Puts it right to O'Donnell. Lets it go. Saved by Javi Bolin. And the Jets start off. McKenzie waves it there. Doan dumps it in. It goes to Fraser. Here's Fraser. Takes it in behind. Fraser with McKenzie in front. Fraser still has it. Fraser trying to feed McKenzie. And now the Kings take it away. Out to center ice. Dumped in by Moldry. And back with it is Finley. Finley to Numminen. Numminen dumps at the distance, and that will be icing once Nordstrom gets back to it. Good, entertaining opening 6. It's 1-1. The Jets and the Kings.
Hi, I'm Gerald Wilcox. As you may know, I play a little football here in Manitoba. I've realized to be the best at what you do, to be a true professional and winner, requires a lot of hard work and dedication. And a real competitive attitude sure doesn't hurt. You know who's got it, don't you?
You got it, Park Pontiac.
The difference is, you got it, the people at Park Pontiac.
New Curtail M for wheat and barley. Thistle for dinner. 15 broadleaf weeds for dessert.
Wow, there we see the relaxed Terry Simpson as he said to us this morning. I think the pressure's there. He needs some excitement from the Jets players to get the fans on their side again. That goal was key. Get the fans into this game.
Ferraro and Janney face off, and the Jets on it. Comes back. Boucher lets it go. Now the other side. Nordstrom lets it go. Knocked down in front. And smothered by Javi Bolin. Now Joe Piscocci with a special guest.
Thank you very much. much, Kurt. I'm with the heart and soul of the Winnipeg Jets. Dean Thomas, this certainly feels a lot better than it did a year ago against the Kings.
Yeah, it's this year you sort of known about it for a little while, so it's a little easier. But it's hopefully we get a good game here and get into the playoffs. It'll be a nice way to go.
The fans have been tremendous tonight. This brings back memories, doesn't it?
Yeah, like we had unbelievable times here in the playoffs, and this is exactly what we've been doing, so it's nice to show it off.
Thomas Dean, thank you very much. Kurt?
Now Boucher with it for Los Angeles. Check by Drake, who puts it in deep. Nordstrom against Tkachuk. Nordstrom lost it. Here's Tkachuk in behind the net. Now it's left for Drake. Drake trying to center it. Gets it back to Jenny. Jenny from Newman and had his sticker tied up. And it goes out to center ice. Finlay pumps it back. And now Boucher did to pick it up for the Kings. Drake goes in after him. It's sent toward the blue line, but play has been whistled down.
Well, Los Angeles Kings have made a lot of changes before the end of the season. So a team tonight, Kurt, L.A., knows there's not going to be many changes this summer. Larry Robinson, a key part of making those changes. This is his hockey club now, and he's just told his players, play for me, guys. Earn a contract for next year. Man's played 20 seasons in the NHL. Pretty classy guy.
You know, you take a look at the roster of the Kings, and like you say, basically a no-name group when you consider not so long ago, they had Gretzky, Curry, Tocchet, Bob Coffey was there a couple of years ago. The only names with them really now are Rob Blake and Kelly Rudy, and neither one's dressed tonight.
Correct.
Ray Ferraro, of course. So Blake is out with injury, and Kelly Rudy is the backup netminder tonight.
Well, you know, the young guys are going to enjoy this night for L.A. Larry Robinson likes this for his players, too. He wants them exposed to this type of atmosphere. And, you know, the longer they stay in the game, they realize, hey, guys, we could really spoil the party here. They're throwing the body around pretty good in the Jets' end. Jets just have to keep on working and see if they can put L.A. out of the game.
Here's McIver, puts the pass across to Manson. Back it goes to McIver. Ahead now for Olczyk. Ferraro is checked. It's dumped in behind the net. And with it is Volpat behind his goal. Volpat gets the pass out to center ice. It's stopped there. Now it's brought up from beneath the body. Stapleton to Olczyk. King breaks at the net. Olczyk takes a look, tries to put it there. That was cut off by Volpat. And Ferraro picks it up for the Kings. Checked by Olczyk. Now puts it in behind. Here's Volpat. For Los Angeles, ahead to center ice. It's stopped by Stapleton, flips it back to McIver, who leaves it for King. He puts it rink wide where it's gobbled up by Slaney. Slaney moved across the line, but it was called to the offside.
Hey, boy, you think you're going to get it past me? I got some power, and you ain't got none. Yeah! Come on! I got it! You want it! Let's take it! Take it home!
To be a better skater, start with better skates. Rollerblade inline hockey. No one outskates us.
Hi there. I'd like to talk to you today about Earl's great beef dishes. That's right, Earl's beef. You see, Earl chooses only grain-fed beef. He then chop-broils the beef to perfection, serving it in a variety of tasty ways. And incidentally, rumor has it Earl is working on a recipe for screaming hot, woohoo, beef wings. Let's all wish him luck. So for real great beef, it's Earl's. Forget the chicken. Take my word for it, baby. Thank you.
Well, that goal by Craig Janney gives us another winner in our Safeway Score and Win contest. Jim Phillips of Winnipeg entered Score and Win at Safeway and attached a label from Old Dutch Twin Pack Chips. Congratulations, Jim. You've won a Mikasa 20-piece dinnerware set. Well, Chris King has been sent off for elbowing, so we'll get a first look at the Los Angeles power play. It's brought out to center ice. Here's Kristich. Kristich takes it deep. Nordstrom is back at the point. The pass across, picked off by Tkachuk. He takes plenty of time, gives it to Drake. Drake tried it back for Tkachuk. It rolls in deep. And Defoe puts it into the corner for Nordstrom. Nordstrom trying to lead the power play. Gets it up toward the line where he's shadowed by Kornelev. Has to circle back. Now Nordstrom flips it over to Slaney. He retreats in behind his goal. 45 seconds of the penalty time has elapsed. It's taken. Newman is knocked down. There's going to be an interference penalty. Newman went down suddenly to open a hole, but it didn't fool referee Van Hellemond. And we have a look at it.
Well, see, Temple just skating backwards. The young Sipakov just cuts his feet out from underneath him. I don't know if he meant to do it, but he did do it. Now they get a even straight goal. But Temple doesn't know the guys behind him. You'll just see the skate. He just slowed down here a little bit, catches the inside of the leg, and knocks Temple down.
So Simplakov goes off for interference, and it'll be a 4-on-4 situation for a minute 9. Then the Jets stand again, a 51-second power play. Todd is up front with Long. Korolev up front with Shannon. Puck goes back. Boucher with it. Now puts it across to Nordstrom. Back to Boucher. His pass up to Todd. Stop. Grabbed by Shannon. Shannon looks for Korolev. Korolev goes outside. Puts it in deep now for Shannon. Nordstrom bumps with him. It goes loose, and with it is Long. He has the Los Angeles goal. Robert Long. Great wheel. Starts up the middle. Gets to center ice. Gets to the jet line, trying to go outside. Tverdovsky holds it. Puts it in for Todd. Back to Long. Long looks in front. Nobody there. Korolev trying to get it out. He can't. Nordstrom holds it into Todd. Todd works it back to Long. He moves it in. Long tried the shot. Blocked by Manson. And Korolev starts out with Manson. Gets to the line. Korolev dumps it in and goes for a change. Tkachuk deep. It's knocked into the corner by Nordstrom. Nordstrom's pass, rink wide. Johnson at center. Fires it down into Jet territory. And McIver behind his goal for Winnipeg. Dropped it out for Newman. Into the corner, McIver. Jets now with a man advantage as Chris King steps out of the penalty box and is replaced by Eddie Olczyk on the power play. Newman fires it in. Olczyk goes after it, along with Modry. Down into the corner. Janney for Olczyk. Into the corner, Tkachuk. Newman, McIver. Behind the net, Janney. Janney tried to chip it out to Tkachuk. Janney gets it back again. Olczyk's in front. Here's Janney. Tkachuk's in front as well. Puts it in front. It goes back to the point. McIver. Newman shot. Save the goal. Janney. Tkachuk. Janney in the corner. Tried it for Tkachuk. Back Newman. Into Olczyk. Midley to Janney with Tkachuk in front. He scored! Janney. But he gets a key goal here, and I'm just thinking, I just almost wonder if he tried to put it off the skate of Moldry, the defenseman for L.A. He's a very smart player. He sees Tkachuk on the other side of Moldry, but watch when he looks. He sees the feet down there, and Janney's just smart enough and tricky enough. You have to wonder if he tried to do that purposely. Now he gets it, and the Jets come to his rally. That line of Janney, Tkachuk, and Drake are still on fire. Janney known as the playmaker, but he's got both goals here tonight. The Jets have a 2-1 lead. His 20th of the year. Now Popok sends it ahead. It's taken out to center ice by Slaney. Fired into the Jet zone. Olczyk and Newman draw the assist on that goal. With it is Slaney. Dumps it in deep. McIver back to get it for Winnipeg. Tried it for Korolev. It's knocked loose. Back it goes. Here's the Perrier. Puts it across the backhand. Saved by Javi Bullet. Now Perot's shot. Knocked loose, and with it is Korolev. Korolev for Eastwood. Eastwood gains the line to Shannon to Korolev. Korolev down deep. Kicks at it. Shannon is there. Knocked it in behind. Eastwood trying to get it to Korolev. Korolev trying to fish it out. Run into by LaPerriere. Shannon grabs it now. LaPerriere works on him. Now Korolev, his shot, that's wide. looks and pinches, keeps it behind Stevens, and now the Kings start away. With it, LaPerriere 2-on-1 with Perreault. LaPerriere tried for Perreault. It went off the Kyber and was covered up by Happy Bullen. This is your Molson Hockey Telecast.
Great-great-grandparents of a Sunfire driver. Pontiac Sunfire, built for drivers.
Okay, you're in a bar, right? There's a few things you should know. 1, get a good spot. Am I right? You know I'm right. 2, make eye contact with the bartender. 3, be nice to dragons. You know, smooth, strong Molson Ultra is a lot like the air in this bar. Very, very dry. I hope I don't start coughing. Last time that happened, they almost had to call the fire department. Thank you. Molson Ultra, 6.2% dry. Wickedly smooth beer.
Well, as a result of that last goal, Minnie Horashak of Winnipeg is our next winner in our Safeway Score and Win contest by including a Kraft Singles proof of purchase and entering at Safeway. Minnie, you've won a Gold Star Star Touch 2 VCR. Now the puck back in the Jets' corner. Here's Drake trying to hit for Olczyk. Olczyk takes it up to center ice. His lead pass. Here's Tkachuk trying to break in. Tkachuk stops, looks, fakes it. Drake knocked it wide. It's in behind. Olczyk to Drake. Here's Olczyk. He breaks it. Shot. Robbed by Defoe. Great opportunity for Cave Tkachuk. And Defoe got across and covered it up.
Well, we see a little bit of a line change there, Kurt. They had Eddie Olczyk out there rather than Craig Janney because of the injury last game to Janney. I guess he's taking a little bit of rest. Winnipeg Jets have become very effective in small quarters, behind the net and in the corners. They play very well. They don't throw the puck away. Eddie Olczyk throws it out, and there goes Tkachuk. He has it, and Tkachuk is saying, you know, sometimes you have to give the goaltender credit.
Well, if any Winnipeg Jet should score a hat trick, a lucky Safeway shopper will instantly win a fabulous Canadian Holidays trip for 2 to Mazatlan, Mexico. And, of course, Craig Janney has a couple already. Now the puck is dumped out to center ice. With it is Long. Dumps it into the Jet corner. 2-1, the Jets lead. 12 minutes gone in the opening period. Here's King trying to clear it. Stopped at the point by Boucher. Puts it down deep. Lacroix shot that went wide. And with it is Fraser. Fraser's pass to King. He gets to center. Long shot. Defoe boots it out. Boucher can't get it by Fraser. Looks back to the point. Muni traffic in front. Lets it go. Deflected over top by Mike Stapleton. Now the puck down in the corner. Stapleton trying to pick it up for Winnipeg. Trying it for Tverdovsky. He was checked and it's cleared all the way down. Muni goes back. That's icing against Los Angeles.
Players tonight that shouldn't be affected by the wideout in such a key game as Muni. He's played for Edmonton. He's won the Stanley Cup, and he's a big asset to this hockey club right now. Calming the young players down. Don't, like he said in the paper there, you know, you can hit back. Don't take the stupid penalty. Skate away from something. Don't retaliate. And that kind of moxie will help these young players. Take your hits, but don't take the foolish penalties that put your hockey club in jeopardy.
Here's Finlay just outside the line, dumps it in, and now the Kings will take it out. 7:17 left in the opening period. 2-1, the Jets lead. Puck back in the Los Angeles zone. Now it's dumped out to center ice, and with it there is Numanen. Numanen's pass blocked by Siplikov. Siplikov put it into open ice where it was grabbed by Tkachuk. He and Modry go after it in the corner. Modry wins it. Can't clear it by Janney to Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes it behind the net. Looks for someone in front. Nobody there. Takes it to the corner. Now Finlay helps out. Slides it behind to Janney. Janney puts it in front. And it's grabbed and taken away by Siplikov. Out to center ice with Kristich. Dumps it down deep. Numanen goes after it. Into the corner, Finlay. Finlay approached by Siplikov. Gets it ahead to Drake, who can't clear the first time. The puck goes free. Now grabbed by Janney. Janney gets by Kristich. Moves it across the line. Janney looks back at Newman. He chops it into the corner. And with it there is Slaney. Slaney's pass, center ice. Ferraro, Lafayette gets to the line. Knocked loose. It goes back out to center. And now Volpak dumps it in. 2-1, the Jets lead. 6 minutes left in the opening period. The Jets looking to clinch a berth in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in 3 seasons. It's dumped back in with it as Manson. Pursued by Ferraro. Manson puts it off the boards. That's stopped at center by Slaney. Slaney dumps it in. McIver. Hit the referee Van Hellemond with it. Johnson trying to work it in front. Now McIver to Shannon. Shannon's pass to McIver. He works out with Eastwood. McIver in over the line. Coiled out the trailer. McIver behind the goal. Volpak takes him out. Shannon digs it out. Puts it down to the corner. Korolev and Lafayette wrap each other up. Shannon takes the puck. Shannon. Manson put it over top. Here's McIver. Long shot wide. And now Volpak brings it away to center ice. Dumps it down deep. And back to get it is King. 5 minutes left. First period. 2-1. Jets lead. Janney with 2. Long and open the scoring for the Kings. Stabled into Olczyk. He's checked. It's sent outside. Davidovsky dumped it in. It's taken back out. Now Stevens with Perreault. Perreault takes the pass. Slides it toward the goal. And Happy Bulin covers it up. 2-1. The Jets lead.
I left a secure government position at an early age to pursue a career in the private sector. I decided to open up a business in Winnipeg because I like the even pace of the city. Had an opportunity to travel from coast to coast, and I have confidence in Winnipeg because I've been able to compare it to other major cities like Vancouver and Toronto. I find the business community here in Winnipeg to be far less intense than other centers across the country, and the lease rates are pretty inexpensive and very cost-effective to market to the entire city. This is a great place for business.
It may happen today, it may happen tomorrow. And if it does, you'll be glad you have a CAA Manitoba membership.
If it wasn't for you, I'd be here forever.
When problems happen, we'll be there to help, providing the finest emergency road service. Tomorrow, hundreds of Manitobans will be reminded why they have a CAA membership.
It really saves me every winter, every winter.
For everywhere you go today, go with CAA.
In the first intermission, Joe Pascucci will be chatting with this man, the captain of the Winnipeg Jets, Chris King, a between periods feature on playoff runs of the past and the MTS scoreboard. It's in behind the net. Now it's brought away by Oleg Tverdovsky. He moves it to center. Tverdovsky trying to work his way through. Rolls the puck in, and it's covered up by Defoe.
Young Tverdovsky, we asked Terry Simpson today about the young guy, how much ice time he would get during the stretch run and the playoffs, and you'd ask him, Kurt, would he be comfortable playing in the last 5 minutes of a game? He said, no problem whatsoever. They have a lot of confidence in this young guy.
Well, you know, he'd like nothing better than to go to Anaheim on Sunday night and show the Ducks a couple of things. You know, they're having the feature on Jet playoff runs of the past coming up. Jets always had the misfortune of meeting a Gretzky, Curry, Messier, Anderson, Coffey, Fjord team. And this year, if they do make the playoffs, there's a good chance they'll meet another juggernaut in Detroit. Unless they win both games, then they will not meet Detroit. They'll meet Chicago or better. Here's Fraser. Down in his own zone. Flips it high. And it goes all the way back to Nordstrom. Chased there by Doan. Nordstrom avoids Doan. Gets it over. It's taken by Perreault. To center ice, LaPerriere. Up to the line, stopped by McIver. He gives to Fraser. Fraser looks for room, finds it, and is cut off by Nordstrom. Manson trying it for Doan, by him, and back to get it is Boucher. Just under 4 minutes left in the opening period. The Jets lead it 2-1. Here's Todd. Dumps it in wide. Goes after it. Finley gets there first. A hit for Tkachuk. He chips it into the middle before Janney got there. It was dumped back in by the Kings O'Donnell. Newman in behind his goal. Teppo Newman takes it to center ice. Flips it down deep. Baudry has it. Drake after him. Drake who loves to throw the heavy check, particularly in the first period.
Now get a 28-point spring checkup for your car, featuring oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a free jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99. Only at Canadian Tire.
As you said, look at the face of Dallas Drake. He always has a cut or a stitch, but he likes to throw the body check. And what that does, he goes after a defenseman. The next time he comes down the ice, that defenseman's just a little reluctant to go after the puck the way he should. Dallas plays the body very well and creates chances for Tkachuk and Janney.
Now it's taken by Lafayette for Los Angeles. He gives it to Ferraro. He's checked, and Tkachuk grabs a loose puck, gives it to Drake. Drake manages to hold on, gets it back to Tkachuk. Over to Janney. Janney, 2-minute drive to pull the save. And LaFerriere flips it ahead for Ferraro. Ferraro sends it to the jet line. Newman and against Johnson. And now with it is Dallas Drake. Gains the line, leaves for Tkachuk. Tkachuk trying to move in. Up front, Drake had an empty net. Fanned. Here's Muni. Tkachuk. Now it's picked up by Volkov. Ahead for Lafayette. To Ferraro. To Lafayette. Long shot. Janney goes back to get it. 2.5 left in the first. 2-1 the Jets lead. Tverdovsky. Check. It's taken deep by Simplikov. Against Janney. Out to Slaney. Diving to knock it away was Keith Tkachuk. Here's Tverdovsky to Tkachuk. Stopped by Simplikov to Yezhbanev. He put it across. And Tverdovsky takes it deep for Winnipeg. Looks at Muni. Elects instead to just flip it all the way down. Slaney could have played it, didn't, and they're going to call it icing anyway.
Kurt, what a way to spend an evening there. The history of the Winnipeg Jets, the final home game here, a whiteout. Bobby Hall, Thomas Steen, Kurt Keelbeck, 17 years. Special moment. Yeah, you don't want to say it. It just doesn't seem right. But the fans are here supporting. They're having a good time. Their hockey club is winning, and a special evening, even though it doesn't seem right that they're leaving.
It's a dress rehearsal for the playoffs. Here's McIver. Takes it deep. Looks ahead for Shannon. Shannon trying to get it out. Puts it into the middle. Taken there by Manson. Manson's pass. Stopped by Yezhbanev. It goes to Kristich. Gets to the jet line. Puts it across for Simplikov. Down deep for Kristich. He centers. Deflected wide by Yezhbanev. Eastwood flips it. And it's out of play. You know, not only is this game sold out, but they've sold out the first 2 games of the playoffs. And that, of course, isn't even a sure thing unless, of course, they pull off a victory.
There's the fans. There are a lot of thoughts going through people's heads right now saying this is fun. Where's it going to go? The one thing, the fans have been consistent there. They've done their job. Come out tonight and support this hockey club. And hope the Winnipeg Jets can get one more goal here and bury this LA club.
Here's McIver. Deep in his zone for Winnipeg. Takes it behind. Watched there by Simplikov. Now Norm McIver gets it to Manson. Tried it for Eastwood. Stopped by Kristich. Taken from him by Shannon, who puts it rink wide to Korolev. He sends it back to Manson. Yezhbanev watches Manson, who shifts in front of his goal. Now gets it over to Eastwood with Shannon and Korolev. Eastwood to Shannon. Look for it. Here's Korolev trying to jam it into the short side. But Defoe, one of only 2 goaltenders in the NHL, 2 rookie goaltenders to have played over half his team's games, had that one covered up.
Well, we'll see the play here. See Shannon gets the puck over to Korolev or to Eastwood. This is a chipmunk line, Terry Simpson calls him. Goes to the net. There, Shannon's had a good career against LA. He scored 12 goals, and there he had a good chance there. Another one of these lines. Winnipeg Jets have to have scoring from this line. Terry Simpson would love to have Zamnoff back, and if he's not back, they need some goals from guys like Eastwood and Shannon. That would help take some pressure off Tkachuk and Janney and Drake.
Here's McIver at the point. Trying to dump it in. Stopped there by Stapleton. In behind the net is Olchek. Olczyk tries it for Drake. Now O'Connell. It goes back now. Stapleton slides it in deep. It's in ahead. Stopped there by King. King's pass for Olczyk. Modry and Stapleton in the corner. Stapleton. In Modry now. Olczyk manages to dig it out. His pass picked off by Perreault. Puts it into the middle. King knocks it down. Sent ahead for LaPerriere all the way down the ice. Out of the goal. They clear it away as Happy Bullet. In with it now, Modry. 2-1. The Jets lead 15 seconds left in this opening period, and it's icing Los Angeles. I mentioned 2 rookie goaltenders that played half their team's games. The other, of course, Corey Hirsch in Vancouver.
I think Dave Manson will be a key ingredient for this Winnipeg Jet Hockey Club if they go to the playoffs. He's one of those guys that's very mean. He showed his meanness the other night in Detroit. He has to play tough every once in a while just to give some respect to his own teammates so they get some room to move around on the ice there. And he's playing pretty good this year. A lot of people are maligning him, but I think he's playing well. And his toughness will come to the fore, and his experience will come to the front in the playoffs. They need guys like him and Muni and Newman playing well in the playoffs.
So Mike Eastwood comes out for the face-off with 11.5 seconds left. He's got Janney and Tkachuk with him. Newman and Manson back. Todd stands opposite Eastwood. Eastwood wins it, but it goes between the defenders all the way back to center ice. Newman just knocks it ahead, and that should do it for period number 1.
Jets fan like this. After the first period, LA has only won 2 games. They've lost 23, so it's a good start for the Winnipeg Jets to be leading 2-1 after the first.
Chris King will be joining Joe Pascucci in this first intermission. The score after 1 period, the Winnipeg Jets 2, the Los Angeles Kings 1.
Is he dreaming?
Yep, talk show dreams.
It's time for breakfast.
Give me a minute.
So, did you hear the one about the taste of nuts and honey?
Whoa!
Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's the honey of an O. It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
Every minute of every day, someone joins Sprint Canada. Take a minute and think about that.
Sprint Canada's the most savings plan has the best monthly savings. Guaranteed.
Great savings and great service have made Sprint Canada the fastest growing long-distance company in Canada. Hello.
Hi, I'd like to get the most savings plan.
You're right on time. Get the most for the least from Sprint Canada.
Call 1-800-THE-MOST for details now.
What'll you do with the money you save at Speedy?
I save $44 on my brake job over the dealer. I'm keeping.
Right now, pay no PST and GST on all brake work at Speedy. Performed by our ABS licensed mechanics. Speedy for brakes, Speedy for savings. Guaranteed.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win a set of quality appliances from Tefal. A 20-piece set of Mikasa fine china in the Currents pattern. A Gold Star Start Touch 2 VCR. Or a Texas Instruments personal organizer. You could also win a trip for 2 to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, Campbell's Soup, and General Mills Bugles. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
Look what happens when you have these 2 knobs on your radio. Listen to BJ and Hal, and you could win thousands of dollars in cash.
From Power 97.
Power.
Power 97 has more ways for you to win cash.
Listen for your chance to win up to $9,700 with BJ and Hal on the radio station that gives away cash. Power 97.
Craig Janney with his 19th and his 20th has the Winnipeg Jets out in front of the Los Angeles Kings in a very important final game here at the Winnipeg Arena. Joining me now is the captain, Chris King. And Chris, first of all, I got to ask you, how did it feel? How did the players react to the crowd today when you skated on the ice?
Well, it's obviously great. It's any emotional lift here in such a key game is exciting and much needed. Anything that helps us get over the top, we certainly appreciate, and it was a pretty emotional time.
I noticed watching you out there, you seemed to get a little teary-eyed out there. You felt that emotion.
I was just sweating, Joe.
That was a pretty good line you had out there for the opening face-off with Steen and Hull. How many goals could you score with those two?
Probably a few less than I got now. It'd be a fight for the puck, but I got an elbow and I dropped that too. He wanted to win that one.
Well, how did the team come out as you had hoped they would with this emotion?
Yeah, we were skating pretty well, I thought. We were taking the game to them. It's a very young LA team that's working very hard. That first goal, bad bounce, could have really hurt us, but we came right back and took over control of the game again, and that's the way we're going to have to play for the next two to win this game.
I know that you held a team meeting today. Did you talk about the fact that you control your own destiny in this playoff chase? I mean, you win your last two games, you're either 6th or 4th.
Well, definitely. I mean, we know what's on the line. We know exactly what's there for us, but at the same time, we didn't want to get this game out of our focus. It's the most important thing, the most important one. And we talked about playing discipline, and I must have missed that part of the meeting.
Well, you got that penalty there. I didn't think Andy Van Hellemond was going to call it. I don't think you did either.
No, I was kind of surprised. It was pretty, he was just a little guy who's kind of giving him a swat away. But, I mean, that's emotions run high, and hopefully my emotions are in check now and go out and win this game.
Well, the fans want to party, and Chris King and the Jets certainly want to help them do that. The Jets are leading the Los Angeles Kings 2-1. We thank Chris King. Wish him good luck the rest of the way. Coming up next, we'll review some of the great moments in Jets playoff history.
Up from the minors.
You don't need to know all the players,
got a bullpen,
all the stats, all the odds.
Down the stretch.
You don't need to know the game inside out. Just over, under.
When you need a new roof, there are many good reasons to choose Chateau Roofing. Like the peace of mind you get because we're fully licensed, insured, and bonded. Or because we're a member of the Better Business Bureau. Chateau Roofing. No one covers you better.
It's been a tradition for over 20 years. Robin's Canadian-style coffee. A special blend of Central and South American coffees, roasted for medium strength, full body, and great taste.
What's the difference between these two CDs? The new CD on the left sells for about $18.99. The fully guaranteed pre-owned CD on the right sells for the everyday price of just $9.99. At Second Encore Music, the savings will be music to your ears.
Future Shop Discount Supercenter Spectacular Spring Sale is on now. There's fantastic savings in audio, video, computers, appliances, and now at selected locations a huge selection of music CDs. Plus, there's 6 months, no payments, no interest option on all computers, and no interest until 1998 on all video, home audio, and major appliances. Future Shop Spectacular Spring Sale is on now. Don't miss it.
There's only one way to beat winter in Manitoba. Four-wheel drive from Winnipeg Jeep Eagle. The 96 Jeep Grand Cherokee is Canada's best all-terrain vehicle, combining safety, elegance, and 4x4 toughness. The Jeep Cherokee, still Manitoba's favorite four-wheel drive utility vehicle. And don't forget the Eagle Talon, the all-wheel drive sports car. Sure-footed traction in all conditions, plus the guaranteed lowest prices and lowest lease rates at Winnipeg Jeep Eagle, Western Canada's largest volume Jeep Eagle dealership. 1430 Ellis, just a slap shot from the arena.
Promotional consideration provided by...
Start your day with Delco's new Freedom 84 battery. It guarantees you 7 years of worry-free starts.
1985 was a watershed year for the Winnipeg Jets. They finished with 96 points and met Calgary in the first round of the playoffs. In Game 1, behind by 3 goals, the McLean, Howard-Chuck, and Mullen line took over. The game went into overtime until Dave Ellitt's shot was tipped past Reggie Lemelin for a 5-4 win. The Jets handled Calgary easily in Game 2, taking a 2-0 lead in the best-of-5, with the series now shifting to Calgary. In Game 3, the Jets would lose 4-0, but more importantly, they also lost Dale Howard-Chuck on this cross-check by Jamie McCowan. So going into Game 4, without their star was an ominous prospect for the Jets, but they showed some grit, winning the series in Calgary. Without Howard-Chuck, however, the Jets were no match for the mighty Edmonton Oilers in round 2, losing in 4 straight. In 1987, the Jets finished with 88 points and looked good going into round 1 against Calgary. It took them 6 games, but the Jets beat the Flames and again had to face the great Edmonton Oilers.
The game is over. And elated Dan Maloney and Rick Bowness at the Winnipeg bench, and the players, as John Ferguson congratulates the coaching staff, mobbing goaltender Daniel Bergeron.
Grant Fuhr and company easily dispatched the Jets again in 4 straight.
4 straight is an indication of the way that we played it. I know that's the way everyone's going to look at it, and that's, I guess, the way you have to look at it. But as far as we're concerned, we don't really feel that we should have come out of this without winning a hockey game. We felt we played well enough to win at least 2 of them.
There is a lot of parity between the 2 teams. The gap that we once held has closed.
We showed a lot of character, and we showed them absolutely no respect, and that pleased me greatly.
In 1990, the Jets would meet the Oilers in round 1. Bob Essenza stood on his head to lead the team to a 1-0 series lead. A Game 3 comeback win gave the Jets a 2-1 lead in the best of 7. And Game 4 of that series is probably the highlight of Jets playoff history. Tied at 3 going into the second overtime period at the arena, Dave Ellett triggered an eruption by the Sea of White. The Jets had the Oilers on the ropes, or so we thought.
Building in the league. I think tonight this Winnipeg arena would rival anything we've ever heard in Chicago.
The ovation when Ellett put that puck in was deafening, even with our headsets on. And you see the fans are still standing here for the Winnipeg Jets.
Very few have left the building. Ellett from Steen at 109. A power play goal, and the Winnipeg Jets are 1 win away.
You know, in the playoffs, when you got a veteran hockey club like this, like that, you know, when you're playing against them, you can't count them out.
The veteran Oilers were indeed not daunted. Facing elimination, they rallied and came back to beat the Jets 3 straight to advance and eventually go on to win the Stanley Cup. In 1992, the Jets again positioned themselves on the brink of a series victory, this time against Vancouver. Leading 3-1, the Jets were outscored 21-5 in the last 3 games of the series. In 1993, the Jets again faced the Canucks in round 1. Down 3-1 this time, in a hard-fought series, rookie sensation Teemu Selanne closed the gap in overtime of Game 5. At April 27, 1993 was the last playoff victory for the Jets. Greg Adams scored the last playoff goal on arena ice to give Vancouver the series in overtime. Hopefully, that goal by Adams won't be the last ever.
Hey, boys.
Dad, what's fusion?
A herbicide, son. Does a great job.
Why is it so great? Yeah, why?
Why? That's why. Because it's kind of silly throwing your money away, isn't it?
Fusion controls annual grassy weeds in canola, lentils, peas, and flax. So weeds pay a high price. You don't.
I'm Tom.
I'm Kate.
We work hard.
We want to get ahead.
Build a future.
We make sure that everything we put our money into gives us something back.
We found a place that gives back.
Cambrian Credit Union. We're treating our personal finances like a business.
And with Cambrian Credit Union, our business is blooming.
Blooming.
Cambrian Credit Union gives back service fees, interest, and opportunity.
Scientists have revealed an astronomical discovery which can only be viewed by Canadians living on the prairies. The return of a spectacular interstellar phenomenon known as Toyota Red Tag Days, featuring the best deals ever on new 96 Toyota cars and trucks. Scientists calculate Red Tag Days are hurtling through Western Canada at incredible finance rates starting at 4.6% on selected vehicles. It is visible to the naked eye, but only if you hurry down to your neighborhood Toyota dealer before Toyota Red Tag Days tail off.
Intercepted by Chris King against Carpenter. Score! Chris King!
Time now to get you caught up on what is happening around the NHL, courtesy of MTS. Some important games. Florida trailing the New York Islanders by a score of 1-0. The Panthers in that four-way tie for fourth in the Eastern Conference. Tampa Bay needs to win tonight and their final game of the regular season to qualify for the playoffs in the 8th and final playoff spot in the East. Detroit going after their record-setting 61st win of the regular season. Calgary Flames are only 1 point ahead of the Jets. They need a win to clinch a playoff spot. And, of course, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks 2 points back of the Jets. They are hoping for an LA win tonight. And in the Western Hockey League, Game 1, Brandon and Prince Albert, they are tied at 1 in the best of 7. Craig Janney has the 2 goals here tonight as the Jets lead the Kings. You are up to date on the NHL, courtesy of MTS. Now joining us, the 4th member of our Molson Jets telecast crew, Kerry Wilson. You've experienced whiteout as a visiting player and now as a fan. How is it?
Well, it brings back some great memories, Joe. The electricity, the excitement out there. If I wasn't sitting here in a suit, I'd swear I was in the middle of a playoff game right now.
How do you think the Jets have handled it?
They've done a tremendous job. After that unfortunate first goal by the Kings with on the fault line of the arena, they bounced back very well, kept their composure, and they've come out, played a very strong game, and if they continue that way, they're going to get themselves a win tonight.
All right, Kerry Wilson, thank you very much. Second period action coming your way. 40 minutes to go for the Winnipeg Jets. They lead the LA Kings.
McDonald's invites you to play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge.
So what's the wonderful thing about Tiggers?
Tiggers.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things.
Get a game piece when you buy any one of these McDonald's favorites. Pick the right answer to questions about Disney Masterpiece Collection videos, and you could be eligible to win. With 300 million prizes available to be won, including a Dodge Viper.
Dad, Tigger's a wonderful thing.
It's gonna be magic.
This Saturday, the Lotto 649 jackpot is over $15 million. Just imagine the freedom. Just imagine winning over $15 million.
The Plus. More winners than prairies have gophers. Well, almost. With over 200,000 winners every week, shouldn't you play the Plus?
Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you in part by MTS, Canadian Tire, Winnipeg Jeep Eagle, 1430 Ellisette Arena Road, and by McDonald's. Have you had your break today?
The Winnipeg Jets lead the Los Angeles Kings 2-1. Commencing the second period, Janney against LaPerriere. It goes back to Newman, who dumps it in both clubs at full strength. O'Donnell behind his goal. Drake goes in after him. Now Stevens can't clear. Kachuk in deep. Kachuk working against LaPerriere. Now Stevens puts it to the blue line. Kept in by Finley. Drake. Kachuk. Kachuk to Drake. Into the corner. Janney. In front. Knocked away by Defoe. Newman against Perreault. Perreault kicks at it. Knocks it onto center ice. And Kevin Stevens dropped it back. LaPerriere trying to work in front. He was checked, and now Newman slides it into the middle. The puck goes loose, pick up here by Stevens. He takes it deep, slides it in front. Now Baudry moves in. Checked by Janney, who takes a dive. Kachuk goes after it. He moves to center, gets in across the line. Kachuk in traffic, tried to drop it to Drake, and Nordstrom cleared it to center. Here's McIver for Winnipeg. To Shannon. Redirected into the King zone. Defoe trying to clear. Can't get it by Shannon. He's put down in the corner against Kristich. Kristich to Modry. Modry's pass stopped by Korolev. They battle for it along the boards. It goes loose to Yachmanev. Slides it ahead to Kristich. McIver takes it from him. Dumps it in. And back with it is Modry. Shannon checks him. He's one to Korolev. Korolev looks back. Holds on. Korolev tried to slide it through to Manson. Simplikov anticipated, grabbed and cleared. McIver back to get it for Winnipeg. Gives it to Manson. He gives to Captain King, who moves it out to center. Dumps it in. Slaney after it. King after him. Slaney's pass to Nordstrom. Stopped by Olchek. To King. Nordstrom. Checked by King. He dumps it in. And Defoe leaves it deep. Taken there, dumped onto center ice by Slaney all the way down. Abby Bolin. Around to Muni. Muni fires it to open ice. That goes all the way down. And going back forward is Volpak. In behind his net, Volpak slips. Lost it to Stapleton. And Olchek takes it out. Center is Lacroix. Puts it in front. Muni knocked down Lacroix. 3-on-2. The Kings start away. Todd with Long. Long moves in deep. Here's Long. Takes it behind. Lets it go. Abby Bolin the save. Stapleton. And Lacroix in the corner. 5 of them battle. Now Todd picks it up. Tverdovsky stays with him. Muni is with his man behind the net. It goes back to the point. And Volpak fires it back in. Now Muni looks across. Tverdovsky ahead. That pass goes off. Chaney all the way down. Defoe flips it off the glass. Knocked down by Chaney. Up front. Drake. Good shot. Pulled it wide. Chaney behind the net. O'Donnell. Now with it is Johnson for the Kings. Johnson moves it to center ice. Gets to the jet line. Dropped it to O'Donnell. He dumps it in. Finley back. Approached by Lafayette. Gives it to Kachuk. He's the Ferraro shot. Big rebound. They score. On the rebound, Ray Ferraro has tied it up.
This all starts with a giveaway in the Jet zone. Keith Kachuk has on the boards, tries to flip it out to the center of the ice to Janney, and Ferraro just picks it up, and leading goal scorer for Los Angeles King. He gets the rebound, goes to his left, and scores in Abby Bolin. But you'll see, here's Ferraro. The big thing of this, Ferraro keeps on going to the net. There's the puck, comes across, comes off his foot onto the stick. There's a goal scorer's goal, but Kachuk made the easy pass out to the middle rather than trying to keep it against the board. LA's back in the game, 2-2.
Here's Finley, fires it into the Kings zone. It's stopped down by Newman, and he dumps it back in. Lafayette can't clear. Janney trying to hold it in. Puck goes free, knocked down by Drake. But it's knocked down and dragged in offside. Nearing the 4-minute mark of the second, it's 2-2.
Whoa, it's taco time! Real Kraft cheddar, vegetable, seasoned beef, and chicken. Hungry? Come to Taco Time now! Always fast and freshly made. Discover our fresh taste difference. Taco Time!
Look what happens when you have these two knobs on your radio. Listen to BJ and Hal, and you could win thousands of dollars in cash.
From Power 97.
Power!
Power 97 has more ways for you to win cash.
Listen for your chance to win up to $9,700 with BJ and Hal on the radio station that gives away cash. Power 97.
Is he dreaming?
Yep, talk show dream.
It's time for breakfast.
Give me a minute.
So, did you hear the one about the taste of nuts and honey?
Whoa!
Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's the honey of an O. It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
We had talked about the play of Muni. Craig Muni is a veteran player. He recognizes when players have their head down. Here's Lacroix coming across the center of the ice. Muni knows it's coming, and he just smoked big Andre Lacroix. Good body check.
Well, that'll be a strong candidate for our crunch of the game on the postgame show. Brought to you by Vernas Auto Body, 160 Higgins Avenue in Winnipeg. McIver to Manson. His pass goes off the stick of Korolab. All the way down. Nordstrom in behind the net. Now Perreault against Eastwood. Eastwood knocks him down. Shannon moves in. Kicks at it. Shannon tried it back. It goes to McIver. Over to Manson. He lets it go. And it went wide. It goes all the way down the ice. And McIver there to pick it up. McIver leaves it for Manson. Manson's pass picked off. Nordstrom in front. Roll the shot. That was blocked by Manson. 3-on-2. The Jets start away. But Eastwood lost it. And it's flipped up and out of play by Philippe Boucher.
like Mike Eastwood, they count on him to do a lot of checking, face-off man, and he's got to chip in some goals. You're finding the Winnipeg Jets right now. They might think that the LA is out of it at 2-1, but you're going to see that LA is not quitting right now. There's another giveaway. Dave Manson throws it out front. Here's a shot toward the net. Hallie Boolin has to make the save. The Winnipeg Jets have to watch themselves. LA is not quitting on them right now, and Winnipeg, Larry's got to be pleased with these young guys. They're trying to show him we want to play here next year. We'll keep on working, even though this game doesn't mean anything to us.
Puck goes all the way back into the Jet zone, and there to get it is Craig Muni. Long chases him. It's left for Tverdovsky. He gives to McKenzie, chips it out. Fraser gets to center ice, is stopped. Now Slaney puts it up the middle, grabbed by Fraser. He's a tenacious hockey player, he and Fraser. Now Todd. Fraser goes after him. It comes low to Doan. Doan, he in front, fired wide by Muni. He had a wide open side and missed it. Now the Kings flip it out to center ice. With it is long 3-on-2 with Laquan Todd. Back to Todd. Todd in front. And Muni blocked that pass for Lacroix. Fraser with it now for Winnipeg. Trying to flip it out. Stopped by Long. 2-2 the score. 5.5 gone in the second period. Puck back in the Kings zone. Stepped out to center ice. And now it's grabbed by Kristich. Kristich moving in and goal. Lost possession. Knocked away by Hallie Boolin. It's centered. And with it is Tkachuk. Tkachuk's pass into the middle. Here's check shot. Now it goes down to the corner. Stapleton in behind for Tkachuk. It's knocked behind the net. Stapleton after it again. Kristich chased by Tkachuk. Olczyk will dig it out. Puts it down to Tkachuk. Stapleton after it with Modry. Stapleton got there first. Gives to Olczyk a wraparound. And the save by Defoe. Here's Finley. Finley takes it deep. Finley kicks at it. Stapleton helping out. Ziplikov tying up Finley. And now Yachmanev dumps it away. And that's icing against the Los Angeles Kings.
One of the things tonight, Kurt, that we're watching for, Winnipeg Jets have been using that Tkachuk line quite a bit. And they finally got a shift out of some of the other guys. I think LA's using 4 lines right now, and Winnipeg's not. But Simpson did put out the line of Doan and McKenzie, and they had a pretty good shift. And then they had an excellent scoring chance. Young Doan going behind the net. He goes around, he goes to his left there, and he sees somebody coming in front. It happens to be Muni, so he backhands it out front. Muni had the whole net, just rushed his shot a little bit. But again, the Winnipeg Jets, they need some extra work from these extra lines, and that was a good shift by young Doan.
Here's Boucher behind his goal for the Kings. Pass for Lacroix, relayed to Johnson. Now Ferraro moves in quickly on the left side. He centers. It's grabbed there by Manson, who gives to Shannon. Back for Winnipeg to center. Dumps it in. Korolev and Johnson get chased deep. Johnson trying to clear. Eastwood moves in against Nordstrom. Nordstrom kicks at it. Now 4 of them down in the Kings corner, and they hold it long enough for a face-off.
Well, Larry Robinson, as I said before, one of the class alumni of the National Hockey League. Here he was last year, assistant coach for a hockey club that wins the Stanley Cup. And this year is first time, I think it's in 23 years, that Larry hasn't been in the playoffs as a player or as a coach. But he's building the club the way he wants. You can see some good speed out there, and he's got a good coaching staff with Green and the goaltending coach. You know, he can do some things with these young guys. And what he wants from them is just show me you'll work. I keep on saying that. But in this day and age, young player, some of these LA guys right now, this is an opportunity of a lifetime to have a chance to play in the National Hockey League, and Larry Robinson's given that chance.
You know, it's interesting. You know, you commented this morning how loose they were at practice. They were having a good time. They've long ago accepted they're not in the playoffs. Then they come into a building as electric as this, dressed in white. They might assume that this is their playoff game. Why not go after it?
Well, it's a good point, Kurt, because, right, if they go on the plane after this game and win this game, it's like a playoff victory. They can go home with their head held up high.
Now the puck is in the Kings zone. It's knocked free for Ferraro. Stop there, Manson. Down dead. Korolev with Shannon. Shannon takes the pass. Back McKagan. He scored!
veteran hockey player. Winnipeg Jets need to come through for him. A defensive McIver. Here we got Shannon going to the net. Watch the shot to the left-hand corner. McIver can shoot it, but he hit the net. Might have been tipped in front. That's a key goal by players other than Tkachuk and Janney. And Drake, right to the corner. Does somebody get their hand on it? Might be Eastwood. No, I think it went in the corner. But good play by Shannon going toward the net. Key goal by McIver.
3-2, the Jets lead. Here's Tkachuk at center ice. The Jets with a 3-2. Here's Janney with Drake. Janney to Drake. Shot. He missed the net. Now Janney trying to slide it in. Bond. And Defoe picks it out of the air and holds on.
My students are trying to kill me.
My name's Smith. I'm her substitute.
Good morning, class. I'm in charge of this class.
You ever be shot, Mr. Whatever your name is? Life's a chess game, Juan. This is a crucial move.
Who is he? You are history.
I want you to say I'm sorry.
I'm not talking in the library.
The Substitute starts April 19th at theaters everywhere.
There's a place where legends live. Chevrolet Z34 and Z28 are there. Now you can be there too, because Cavalier Z22 takes you to the Z Zone. Cavalier Z22, only $14,455. Get into the Z Zone at your Chevy dealers.
McIver pots a key goal, and Marietta Bidens of Winnipeg is a winner by attaching a label from the Cane's drinking boxes and entering Score and Win at Safeway. You want a set of quality appliances from Tefal. 3-2, the Jets lead in the second. Here's Perreault, looks ahead to Stevens. Kevin Stevens working on Newman. Takes it deep, Newman stays with him. Puck goes free. Tkachuk after it, knocked away. Now Newman takes it away to center ice, gives it to Janney. He gives to Drake. Back for Janney, knocked away. Stevens to Perreault, working against Finley. Long shot went over top. Now LaPerriere, deep for the Kings, gives to Perreault. Hard right, Slaney. He shot wide. It's behind the goal, and Newman dumps it all the way down the ice. Slaney goes back, and that'll be icing against the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, one of the fears that Terry Simpson, the coaching staff, are going to have in a game like this, Jets need to win this game, but sometimes they come a little undisciplined. LA is getting some good chances. The Jets defensemen are taking chances up ice. That time, Finley got caught up ice, and then they break down in their zone. John Slaney, just like Craig Muni, missed the net altogether, but the Jets lost their discipline for a little bit, and I'm sure Simpson's saying, relax, boys, go back, two guys back. We've got the lead right now. Don't get panicky.
Face off to the right of the Jet goal. Tverdovsky deep for Winnipeg. Slides it into the middle for Olchek. He's ridden out by Long, who drops it back. Sent out to center. Stapleton and Lacroix there. Lacroix comes up with it for the Kings. Gives to O'Donnell. Now to Modry. Modry's pass. It's redirected up and out of play. And we got some people having a great time at the Winnipeg Arena tonight.
Well, it could be this the last wave in the Winnipeg Arena for the Winnipeg Jets. The puck flew out of the off the ice surface toward the fans. Ironically, it was going to toward Premier Gary Filman and his wife, and I don't think the fans would have given a big cheer if he would have caught the puck there. There they go. Have some fun. Good memories here at the old Winnipeg Arena.
The attendance, 15,567. And expect those same numbers at playoff time should the Jets get there. Pocket center ice. O'Donnell knocks Stapleton down. Pocket center ice. Lacroix. Stopped by Tverdovsky. Lacroix dumps it in. Abby Bolin way out of the goal. Doesn't clear. Here's Todd moving in. Abby Bolin, great goaltender, but a miserable puck handler. Now it's centered out for Lacroix between his feet and all the way down the ice. Back to get it is Modry. Chased there by Olchek. Modry gets Takes it on the right side for Simplakov. He swings by Kachuk. Gains the line. Gives to Kristich. Kristich trying to cut in. Davidovsky ties him up. Loose puck. With it there, McIver. Drive for Kachuk. He knocked it out to center ice. And it's taken back by Simplakov. Pass over now for Kristich. Gains the line. Puts it over. Simplakov tried the shot and was grabbed by Janney, who starts back 3-on-2 with Drake and Kachuk. The pass to Drake. Back for Janney. Kristich can't get. Kachuk shot. Knocked down. Kachuk and Drake both had it. Waited for the other, and nobody shot it. The Kings clear it. It's icing Winnipeg.
Keith Kachuk, 49 goals. He'd love to have his 50th tonight, especially with a guy like Bobby Hall in the crowd. Here it comes to Drake. Unfortunately, Drake's a left-hand shot playing the right side there, so he misses the pass, but now comes back to Kachuk. He fans on the shot. It's actually blocked by Kristich, but we're getting the fire sale out here. Guys are running all over the place, both teams, and this is not the way the Winnipeg Jets wanted to play.
Nikolai Habibulin, you know, you talk about the way they handle the puck, and he's not the only European goaltender. Dominik Hasek doesn't particularly handle it well. And now the puck goes loose. Nordizar reserve. Here's Eastwood. He gains the line. Cutting in at the goal. Eastwood. Boom. Check by DeFoe. Now Korolev. Puck goes free. Shannon after it. And now it's taken by Ferraro. Left side, Vopak. He fires it into the jet zone. Shannon kicks it in deep. Johnson cut off by McIver. Puck in behind the net. Here's Ferraro. Back to the point, Vopak. He puts it in deep. Now with it is Johnson. He looks in from Slade. He charges it, and Johnson can't get it to him. Now Korolev with it for Winnipeg. He just flips it out. And in that circumstance, that was the wise thing to do because the Kings had the Jets running around.
Not a lot of body checks tonight, Kurt, so we're going to see tremendous speed. The players know they're not going to get, but here we get Eastwood goes right to the net, puts his arm out just to flex it over the top of the net, but good speed. When there's no hitting like this, players are going to start going to the net a little bit more. Coach Terry Simpson had mentioned to us this morning he didn't feel his forwards were going to the net from the outside, and there's an example of what he wants. Cut to the net, you guys. Somebody come in late, see if you can pick up the rebound.
Bro out with Stevens. And LePerriere at center, the forward line for the Kings. Stevens had a penalty shot the last time these clubs played here and was denied by Habibulin. Newman sends it out to center ice. Hold check against Modre. Now Perreault trying it for Stevens by him. And it's grabbed by Finley. Dumps it ahead. O'Donnell beaten to it by Stapleton. And then it was cleared away. Good effort by Mike Stapleton. Here's Newman. Gives to Finley. Ahead for Stapleton. Rink wide Olczyk. Olczyk takes it deep. Back to King. Shot before the save. Olczyk in the corner. Looks in. Stapleton. Shot. Perreault knocks it loose. King goes after it. Back to Newman. Into the corner. King. Behind the net Olczyk. Here's Olczyk in front. And LePerriere can't clear. King with it. In for Stapleton. His pass. Elected to pass. And O'Donnell knocked it away. Now King dumps it in. And back to get it is Modre. To Stevens. He dumps it deep. And Kachuk goes after it. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second period. Now the biggest game of the year. Jets leading at 3-2. Puck back in the King zone. It's flipped high, knocked down at center. Brought back by Muni. He dumps it in. And going to get it is Boucher. He's slammed by Dallas Drake. Janney to Muni. To Kachuk. He dumps it in. Drake goes after it. And Boucher collide. Puck goes to Janney. Kachuk. Save, rebound. Todd puts it into the corner. Janney fetches. Puts it in front. Kachuk shot. Before the save. And the Kings clear it away. Hitting, shooting, skating. It's all happening when Kachuk, Czerny, and Drake are out there.
Comes a time when everyone's like, when you're gonna bang your cakes and go.
Roaming around your worldly experiences, exploring an unpublished map you have inside, winding up making yourself at home. And when in Rome, you know. Why? Because I am.
Hello again, I'm Kurt Kielbach, down on the basement floor at Jim Gauthier, home of Manitoba's largest indoor used car selection. You'll find every make, every model, every shape, every selection. In fact, at any given time, 12 months a year, in excess of 50 vehicles, 50 used vehicles on the floor, the basement floor, here at Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet's Geo Cadillac, home of the big buy.
On McPhillips, north of Inkster.
Now the Golden Jet, Bobby Hall, will be with Joe Pascucci in the upcoming intermission to do some reminiscing. We'll also have a Dirt Devil trivia and newsline update along with the MTS scoreboard. Nobody's paying a whole lot of attention to the scoreboard here tonight. Just the one here. It's 3-2. The Jets lead. Looking to clinch a playoff spot. Faceoff comes in a circle left of Byron DePaul. Anaheim plays Dallas. Anaheim has not beaten Dallas in the last 9 meetings. They have trouble with that big defense of the Stars.
Well, the one thing about the game tonight, Kurt, they'll know the score of the Winnipeg game, so they'll know what tempo they're going to have to rise to. And but Dallas has played fairly well the last couple of games on the road. And they might want to go into the season with their heads held high, too. And it's a fun hockey game. Coaches go crazy right now, Kurt.
Here's Eastwood and Kristich. Puck goes free, and now it's picked up by Kristich. Simplikov trying to get it out. He can't. And now it's cleared all the way down, and back to get it is Manson. And it is icing.
The big guy, you know, the last couple of games he's played here, the first period, he's taken a lot of chances. He's been up in the rushes quite a bit. Then in the second and third period, he settles back down and stays back in his own end. But he and McIver have the ability to jump up in the play. And at the beginning of the game, they seem to do that quite a bit. And I just wanted the coaching staff suggest after the first period, we'd like you guys to stay back tonight if you don't mind.
Eastwood and Kristich into the face-off. The line that, as Ted says, the coach calls the chipmunk line out there. Now here's Kristich moving in. Backhand that goes wide. Korolev back to get it. Korolev. Now it goes loose to Yachmanev in behind the net. Centered. And Shannon grabs it for Winnipeg. Here's Shannon with Eastwood. Flips it in deep. Eastwood gives chase along with Volpak. Eastwood puts it behind the net. Now Korolev in the corner. Kristich. As his pass go to Volpak. He moves and dumps it in. Jan Volpak's brother, Roman, playing with Prince Albert in Brandon tonight to start that series. He's the guy they acquired in the Gretzky deal, or one of the people. Modry back, and it's icing against Winnipeg.
Jet Bench, we're seeing it. You know, these guys are going to be a little bit tired. He's going back to that one line quite a bit. And, he's got to get 4 lines in there every once in a while. Terry Simpson's very good at using the commercials to get his better players out there. But this is an emotional game, and when they come out beginning a game like this with the fans cheering, the adrenaline's really rushing. You get a lot of good shifts on some of the guys, but then they start to wear down. That adrenaline wears down, and you'll see some of the players get a little tired, and that's where he's got to start using a lot of his bench.
A guy who might be interested in the Brandon score you saw right there, Oleg Tverdovsky, who spent some time there. What a season they're having. 21 straight wins going into action tonight against Prince Albert at the Keystone Center. Olchek and Ferraro. Puck goes back to the corner. Newman trying to flip it out. O'Donnell holds it in against Stapleton. And Johnson kicks. Ferraro's shot that goes wide. And the puck goes all the way out to center. Mulgrew chased by Tkachuk. Gives it over now for O'Donnell. By him. Puck at center ice. Ferraro. Back. Baudry, watched by Stapleton. A hit for Lafayette. Newmanen and Lafayette battle for it. Ferraro kicks it loose. Now Ferraro with Johnson, sends it back to the foot. O'Donnell screen shot wide. Here's Baudry, dumps it toward the goal, and with it Newmanen. Ahead to Olczyk at center ice. Olczyk flips it in. O'Donnell goes back. Now sends it a hit for Ferraro. Ferraro's clearing effort blocked. Doan against Baudry. Doan drags it out. Fraser, Shariba, and they score!
That's what they needed, Kurt. They needed a no-namers, if you want to call them that. Here we got Doan coming out there, and Fraser, they go to the net. They got one defenseman back. There's a shot. Stay with the puck. They did. It bounces up, and it's in. But those are the young guys. You need them. Look at the reaction on the bench. They've got to feel part of this club. Go to the net. Stay for the rebound. Get another shot. Goal for the Jets.
Doan from Fraser. It's 4-2 Jets. Puck in the second period. Puck is in the Jet zone. McKenzie trying to scoop it out. It's taken by LaPerriere. Puts it in deep for Stevens. Stevens for Perreault. Muni bumps Perreault. LaPerriere trying to dig it up. Center's backhand. And the save by Harvey Bullen as Nordstrom had moved in for the point. Well, Pete Coletta of East St. Paul is a winner in our score and win contest. Pete purchased Campbell's Cooking and Broth Soups at Safeway and entered score and win. As a result, Pete, you won a set of Dirt Devil vacuums from Royal Appliances. Shane Doan, you know, he scored some key goals this year. He didn't score many. That was only his 7th. But oh, forget the night he scored in overtime right here to beat Chicago. And that was as big a 2 points as the Jets had all year, because that's the night Solani had tied it with 15 seconds left, and Doan with his second goal of the game won it in overtime. Without those 2 points, you wonder where they might be now. Here's Janney in the corner. Janney trying to get out. LaPerriere, Perreault, puck goes to Stevens. Down deep. It's knocked behind the net. Stevens into the corner. McIver and Stevens. Janney sends it rink wide. Boucher moves in. He puts it behind the net. Now Nordstrom and Drake. Puck free. Janney to center. Tkachuk 2-on-1 with McIver. Here's Tkachuk. He lets it go. And Dave Bowe stood his ground. Met the challenge. Drake, Manson. He dumps at the distance. Tkachuk was going for number 50. And Dave Bowe played it perfectly.
1 year with Sprint Canada can save you hundreds of long-distance dollars.
I saved enough calling England to fly to England.
Sprint Canada's the most savings plan has the best monthly savings. Guaranteed.
The most for the least saved us enough for our summer home.
Time for one more.
I had a calling plan, but I never saved like this.
Get the most for the least. Call Sprint Canada today.
Call 1-800-THE-MOST for details now.
Here we go. Okay.
What's up?
It'll take me about an hour tops.
We've got tickets to the game.
Yeah.
We've planned this for a month.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss the first period.
Not necessarily.
At your Chrysler Canada dealer, we understand your vehicle. We understand you.
Well, Keith Tkachuk, watch the pass by Janney through the legs. Tkachuk comes down in a 2-on-1. He looks over and he sees Drake, but he knows darn well, hey, I got 49 goals. I got the shot, and he lets it go. Defoe comes a long way out, makes a good save. Tkachuk's got to get that 50 so everybody can relax on that line.
John and Olczyk face off. Puck goes in behind the net with it. There's Newmanen. He gives to Stapleton. He flipped it ahead to King. He dumps it all the way down. It goes to the corner. Down to Full. Leaves it there for Volpak. He tried to clear. It's picked up by Todd. Todd's pass to center ice. Here's Long. Trying to work by Newmanen. Long in front for Todd. Lacroix. Finley starts back. His pass for Olczyk. Dumped in deep. King goes after it. King looks in front. Leaned into by Slaney. Todd ahead for Long. It goes free to Slaney. He gives to Vopak. He moves it to center ice. Long shot. Back to get it, Stapleton. Todd takes it from him. Knocked it behind. Timardowski. Can't get it out. Todd spinning in the presence of Olczyk. Long and Munich join in. Timardowski takes the puck. Oleg Timardowski sends it to King. King dumps it in. And that's the signal for the Jets to make wholesale changes. Now the Kings dumping out to center ice. With it there, Kristich against Eastwood. Kristich gives it to Ziplikov, and he dumps it all the way down. Back to get it is Korolev. Korolev's pass for Eastwood. Eastwood on the left side to Shannon. Shannon gets to center. He dumps it in. Korolev gives chase. Korolev down deep. Now Eastwood. Shannon. Leaves it there. McIver. Knocked behind Vopak. Korolev puts it in front. Here's Shannon shot. Big save by Byron Defoe. Robbing Darren Shannon. Now it's center ice. McIver gets it to Korolev. Mowbray moves in against him. Shannon barges. So does Kristich. Puck goes behind. And with it is O'Donnell. Manson pinches. And O'Donnell dumps it the distance. That'll be icing against Los Angeles.
Now get a 28-point spring checkup for your car, featuring oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a free jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99. Only at Canadian Tire.
Winnipeg Jets with that 2-goal lead, Kurt. Period, and 2 minutes to go. Make the playoffs. You know, I think it's important for Tkachuk to get that goal, because if they don't get it to him, what they do is they start giving up their own chances. The sooner he gets a 50th, the more they'll play as a line again.
Tkachuk also, with that assist in the first period, is 97 points. Looking to achieve the century mark for the first time. Here's Manson's shot that went wide. Now Lafayette chased by Drake. No, did Drake hammer Lafayette? Now Johnson gets after it. Lafayette follows up. Lafayette trying to go through. Drake knocked it away. Ferraro in deep. Now Chaney for Drake. Drake gets it to the blue line. Ferraro tried to hold it in, couldn't. Manson knocks it ahead. And Ferraro dumps it in, and back to get it is McIver. McIver to Tkachuk. He missed it. Ferraro moves in. Here's Ferraro in behind. Looks in front, and Janney knocked it away. Drake goes after it. Here's Dallas Drake trying to free himself. Gives it to Janney. Tkachuk, and his shot went over top. Tkachuk didn't get much on it. It went over top. Manson to Janney. And sent back. And now with it, McIver to Janney. He pokes it in deep. Stapleton knocked away from him. Ferraro has some room. It's cut off by Newman. They're charged across. Now Tkachuk. 3-on-2. But Stapleton and Janney right beside. Here's Tkachuk. He cuts in front. Stapleton. Tkachuk. Stealing rebound. Well, hard, and then Tkachuk throws his stick in desperation. Here's LaPerriere, Barreau, LaPerriere, checked by Stapleton. Oh, Tkachuk didn't score. Puck in deep, Finley waves it, and with an old check. He dumps it all the way down. King gives chase, Dave Bull, way out. This could be one for follies. A 49-goal scorer didn't get number 50.
Well, Keith Tkachuk wants to get this in front of the hometown fans. He's had a tough year with the fans. Listen, put him on their side. He makes the right move. Now he loses his leg. Now Benson. Janney puts it over top of it, and Tkachuk just throws his stick down the ice. He says, what do I have to do? As long as it's 4-2, the coaching staff will put away with this. Here he is right now. He says, well, what am I supposed to do? You just keep on working, Keith. It'll come for you.
4-2. Keith Tkachuk and the Jets lead the Los Angeles Kings. Olczyk wins the draw, moves right in. And a penalty coming to the Kings. You don't professional hockey a whole lot, but Olczyk used a move he probably didn't bantam.
Well, and the guy he was looking for was Tkachuk. Eddie Ole, the wily old veteran, he knows how important this goal could be. And the Tkachuk goes straight ahead when nobody picks him up. And the LA Kings take the penalty, pulling down Tkachuk. But Eddie Ole was looking for Tkachuk in this play.
So Slaney goes out for interference. Only the third penalty of the hockey game. Sandy Van Hellemon's been letting them play.
Well, I wonder who they'll be looking for in this power play, Kurt.
You know, they got time to tell a story. Do you remember the time that 3 years ago, Solani had 76 goals? And they were looking for the 77th so he could beat McGillney in Buffalo. Jets had a two-man advantage, and he kept beating Solani to the point Bill Ranford, then in goal for Edmonton, didn't look at anybody else. He left an open net. He knew they'd pass. They all watched Solani, and he didn't score. Here's Newman. He dumps it in deep. Now Newman with it again. Gives it to Janney. Two men in front. Janney puts it deep. Here's Olczyk. Janney. Newman lets it go. Great ball save, rebound, loose puck. It's on the line. And no goal.
Keith Tkachuk.
Everything but score.
That's line on the line here. Tkachuk sees it. Good shot from the point. Tkachuk standing in his office. There's the puck comes loose. It's sitting there. Tkachuk says, I see it, I see it. I can't get at it. And he takes a pillow and he lies down. He says, I'll sleep in the net tonight. I have to. Look at the job he does in front of the net. He gets knocked down. There it is. Treasley. His eyes open up. I see it, I see it. I can't get it.
Olczyk, Tkachuk, and Janney up front on the power play. 10 seconds left in the period. McIver is back with Newman. Olczyk wins it. Newman shot. Tkachuk in front. Now Todd picks it up. He'll kill the clock. And the second period is over.
Well, there's Keith Tkachuk. What's going through his mind last? I'm sure he's had 22 shots that period himself. He's got another minute 30 on the power play. Let him relax a little bit. But it can't become the Keith Tkachuk show tonight. You know, we got to win this hockey game. Let's get that goal over so the Jets can concentrate on winning these 2 points.
Well, a guy who's no stranger to 50, 60, even 70 goal seasons will be with Joe Biscucci in the intermission upcoming. 4-2, the Jets lead after 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Between events, you can head back up to Canada for great savings. Plus a chance to win up to $25,000.
Look for the Share and Visa Olympic Values insert in your Visa statement and visit these and other participating retailers for details.
Our next event will begin at 7 p.m. Oh!
Visa, it's the only card you need.
My knee is
Now, get a free 2-liter Pepsi with every finger-licking good mega meal.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win an IBM Aptiva multimedia computer, a GE Spacemaker 2 microwave oven, Dirt Devil's MVP and Dust Devil from Royal Appliance, or $300 in MasterCard Traveler's checks from the Bank of Montreal. You could also win a trip for 2 to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, Robin Hood Flour, and Quaker Chewy Granola Bars. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
To get in Lewis Scott's way, you'd have to be a fool.
You're in Beantown now, baby! Beantown!
To kidnap him, you'd have to be crazy.
Y'all ready for this?
Now he's showing them
Don't make me hurt you now!
they picked the wrong man.
Really good at this.
To double team Celtic Pride.
I might have to go to jail and become some bad man's boyfriend.
Starts Friday, April 19th.
great career in the NHL and, of course, the World Hockey Association those years with the Winnipeg Jets. Bobby Hull signing an autograph here for one of our cameramen.
What else is new, Joe?
You signed all these autographs over the years. Bobby, many memories for you in this building, and which one can you pick out?
Oh, I think more so that here in this building, that day in June down at Portage in Maine when Ben Hatskin brought me here to Winnipeg, and I signed in the WHA and for the Winnipeg Jets in front of that huge throng down there at Portage in Maine. That was indelible and always will be in my mind.
All right, greatest game. It may not have been a World Hockey Association game, but that game against the Russians?
Oh, absolutely. Right here in this building, the people from the drop of the puck were never in their seats. When they dropped the puck, we grabbed it, and away we went. We played our line, Alfie and Anders, Lars Erik and Mike and I played against Harlamov, Petrov, and Mihailov with Vasiliev and Gusev. And I want to tell you, that was some hockey game. Those people never sat in their seats during those 3 periods. We beat the Soviet Union, that Red Army team, 5-2. Our line, I think, got all the goals that night.
I think you're absolutely right. Now, were the fans as boisterous now as, well, let's take a look at the monitor. There you go.
Not then as now. They're
1,000th goal right there.
That was in Quebec in March sometime. 1,000. Oh, man. My arms get tired now shooting those in. The fans weren't quite as boisterous back then because we got more younger fans, and I think they've been watching those people in Chicago, and those people in Chicago are second to none as far as noise is concerned, and they want to do the same thing.
You know, I may get in trouble with this next question. I know when your son Brett was in Calgary, you didn't hide your feelings about Terry Crisp. He's now in St. Louis with Mike Keenan. What's your thoughts on Mike?
Well, you know, I don't know Mike Crisp as well as Mike Keenan as well as Terry Crisp. I played against Crisp, and I've listened to Crisp talk, and I told Brett when he signed in Calgary that it was the wrong team. Now in St. Louis, I know Keenan has made a lot of wholesale changes, and I don't think that's good for a team. I haven't really talked to Brett. We don't discuss those kind of things. He's a big boy, and he knows how to handle these kind of things himself. So I just hope they come out of it for the playoffs.
All right. Speaking with Bobby Hull, the greatest of the Winnipeg Jets, the fans, they still love him. Thank you very much. Coming up next on our telecast, Dirt Devil Trivia, a CKND News.
We all start out with a healthy mouth, but over the years, how we keep it that way is up to us. Now we know it's germs that cause gum problems, like gingivitis. So, as part of your regular oral care routine, take care of your mouth with Listerine. It kills the germs that cause plaque and gingivitis. After all, what you do today, you'll appreciate tomorrow. Help look after your mouth with Listerine, now and for the years to come.
You need 3,000 pounds Colby. Let me check.
We don't have it.
Limburger, Havarti, cheese curds,
Gouda.
Colby. Out of Colby.
Gouda.
No, I don't want the cheese festival to be a disaster either. What about some nice aged Gouda? Just found a warehouse stocked with 800-pound wheels ready to roll. You want it? Well, then it's yours. Want anything else? A Limburger. Something tells me Limburger's not quite right for the cheese festival. Something in blue.
We're all out of blue.
We're all out of blue. Jack? We don't have Jack.
The players, legendary. The course, like coming home. The world's premier golf event, the Masters. Saturday and Sunday on CKND.
Look what happens when you have these 2 knobs on your radio. Listen to BJ and Hal, and you could win thousands of dollars in cash.
From Power 97.
Power!
Power 97 has more ways for you to win cash.
Listen for your chance to win up to $9,700 with BJ and Hal on the radio station that gives away cash. Power 97.
This CKND Newsline update is brought to you by AM 1290 Talk Radio. Talk with an attitude.
Good evening, everyone. Coming up tonight on Newsline at 11:30. A strike by 3,000 home care workers looks inevitable tonight as MGEU rejects the province's latest contract offer. And unless a breakthrough results, Tuesday will be walkout day. Also, the axe is going to fall on senior nurses at St. Boniface Hospital, and it's all in the name of cost cutting. Meantime, City Hall has named their man to investigate the $55 million budget fiasco. But some say John Scurfield's appointment is a blatant conflict of interest. Also, woe over water tonight as Morden begins to prepare for impending floodwater. And finally, more on the supposedly terminally ill mother who preyed on our country's goodwill. Details on these at 11:30 and back to hockey.
It bothers me when people pay more than they should for thin and light lenses. At LensCrafters, we have these featherweights lenses. They're thin and light, they're less expensive, and they're really tough. Now watch this. It can even stand up to a direct hit like this. Take a look at that. No lens is shatterproof, but these are 10 times more shatter resistant than other thin lenses. Only LensCrafters has featherweights, and we can make them in about an hour. Giving our customers a thin, light lens at a better price makes me feel good about what I do.
LensCrafters, helping people see better 1 hour at a time.
Lowen Windows doesn't just claim quality, it proves it with facts and warranties, such as Fact 4. Lowen laminates its window sash to increase strength. Fact 9. Lowen gives you a full 10-year warranty against seal failure. And Fact 54. Lowen uses double mortise and tenon joints for rigid corner construction. Lowen has over 50 different quality facts. So talk to Lowen today and get all the facts on the low cost of owning high-quality Lowen windows.
Dirt Devil presents Red Hot Trivia. Brought to you by Dirt Devil, makers of the MVP vacuum. Nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil. Which 3 players did Buffalo draft in the first round of the 1982 draft? We'll have the answer right after this.
Put the power of an upright in the palm of your hand with a Dirt Devil hand vac. It's lightweight, powerful, and has a revolving brush to deep clean any surface. Put it to work for you, and you'll see why nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
We're proud to announce that this model not only passed that famous ball bearing test, it surpassed it. It's the Dirt Devil MVP with maximum vacuum power. Just think what it can do in your home.
Which 3 players did Buffalo draft in the first round of the 1982 draft? Need a hint? 2 of the 3 players are still in the NHL. In 1982, Scotty Bowman's first pick was the only defenseman to jump from high school to the NHL. Phil Housley was picked 6th overall, and he collected 66 points in his rookie year.
The feeling I had going into training camp was all the horror stories about the minor leagues, so I got my butt into pretty good shape, and I was probably one of the top players there in physical shape, and I think that helped me quite a bit to make the Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo's next pick was in the 9th spot, and they selected a forward from the Victoria Cougars. Paul Sear went on to play 9 seasons in the NHL, including 6 seasons with the Sabres. Buffalo's final pick in the first round was the 13th pick, and they selected a left winger who became the 3rd highest scorer in Sabres history. Dave Andreychuk scored 348 goals in 11 seasons with Buffalo. Phil Housley, Paul Sear, and Dave Andreychuk, 3 first-rounders from 1982. Another Red Hot Trivia. Brought to you by Dirt Devil, makers of the MVP vacuum. Nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
Promotional consideration provided by Optex Binoculars. Superior quality, deluxe features, excellent value, all backed by an industry-leading no-fault warranty. See your retailer today.
Let's get you caught up on what is taking place around the National Hockey League, courtesy of MTS. Let's start with those Florida Panthers, who are in a 4-way tie for 4th in the Eastern Conference with Montreal, Boston, and Washington. They all have 89 points. They're taking on the Islanders, and that game is tied at 1. Tampa Bay in a battle tonight with the Rangers. They're battling New Jersey for that 8th and final playoff spot in the East. Tampa Bay looking good. Well, they have looked good because they won this one by a score of 3-2, so they're now in sole possession of the 8th and final playoff spot. Detroit, thereafter, their record-setting 61st win, and Paul Coffey's second goal of the game has them ahead of the Blackhawks 4-3 late in the third. All right, this game just getting underway. Calgary and San Jose. The Flames 1 point ahead of the Jets. They're tied with Vancouver. The Flames will play the Canucks tomorrow night to close out the regular season for both teams. And of course, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks hoping for a Jets loss tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. If the Jets win, then the Ducks will have to hope to overtake Vancouver. Brandon leading Prince Albert 2-1. That is after 2 periods of play. Jets draft pick Dorian Anik has put the Wheat Kings ahead in Game 1 of that best of 7. And our score, of course, here tonight, Craig Janney with 2 goals. McIver and Doan have the others. You are up to date on the NHL, courtesy of MTS. 20 more minutes to go for the Winnipeg Jets to claim a playoff spot. Tonight, with more on tonight's game, let's go upstairs to Kurt and Ted.
Okay, a veteran of a lot of playoff wars, and I'm sure a guy who's been in this situation before, this close to clinching a playoff spot. What's it like in that room right now?
Well, the players are saying, guys, we got to play 20 minutes to win this hockey game, and that's what the key is right now, to win the hockey game. I'm a little concerned it doesn't become the Keith Tkachuk show, because they have to play 20 minutes. They outshot LA 16-5 in the second period, which is good, but they got to focus on playing good defensive hockey.
Well, that's exactly right. It kind of became that way late in that second period. All the focus was on Keith Tkachuk trying to score that goal.
Exactly. If it happens, it happens. He's got another game to get his 50, but they got to play kitty bar the door. They got 2 goals. They got a good goaltender. They got the lead. Just play good defensive hockey now.
The next goal, huge.
Huge goal, especially was for the LA Kings, because you don't want to put any pressure on the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets want to get the next goal, draw the next penalty against LA, see if they can get another goal lead.
So we'll be back with the third period in just a moment here on CKND, Winnipeg TV.
What are you doing for fun next winter? The first stop is your Ski-Doo dealer for great spring break deals. Spring break is your best chance for guaranteed delivery of your favorite 97 Ski-Doo sled. Plus, get up to $400 cash back with no payments or interest until February 1st, 1997. Hurry in for Spring Break 97, going on now at your Ski-Doo dealer.
See the exciting deals at your Manitoba, Saskatchewan Ski-Doo dealer or call 1-800-9-SKI-DOO.
Future Shop Discount Supercenter Spectacular Spring Sale is on now. There's fantastic savings in audio, video, computers, appliances, and now at selected locations a huge selection of music CDs. Plus, there's 6 months, no payments, no interest option on all computers, and no interest until 1998 on all video, home audio, and major appliances. Future Shop Spectacular Spring Sale is on now. Don't miss it.
Molson Jets Hockey on CKND is brought to you in part by Reimer Express, Park Pontiac Buick GMC, and by Athletes Wear.
Keith Tkachuk has had 6 shots on goal in his hockey game. 4 of them in that second period. He's yet to score, but he did draw an assist on the opening Jet goal. The Kings scored the first of the game, Robert Long, with the assist going to Kevin Todd. Then it was Craig Janney's 19th from Tkachuk and Numminen. And then the Jets moved ahead on a power play goal. Janney from Olczyk and Numminen. So Janney has 2 on the night. In the first period, the Kings outshot the Jets by 1. In the second period, the Kings tied at Ray Ferraro's 28th. Then Norm McIver got his 7th from Shannon and Korolev. And the final goal was scored by Shane Doan, his 7th from Ian Fraser. The Jets 1 for 1 on the power play, but do have 1 minute and 30 seconds of power play time to open this third, as Slaney is in the penalty box serving an interference penalty. 4-2, the Jets lead. Olczyk, Tkachuk, and Janney up front in a power play. Numminen back with McIver. It's Lafayette and Todd in a penalty-killing role up front for Los Angeles. Here's McIver. Takes it in behind his goal. Now looks for room. Gets it over to Tkachuk. Tkachuk gains the line. Gets by a check from O'Donnell. Takes it deep. Gets it back to Olczyk. To Numminen. He lets it go. Tkachuk was in front. McIver in behind Janney centers, and that goes all the way back to center ice. McIver gives to Newman. 4-2. The Jets lead. Third period underway. Jets with a man advantage for another 45 seconds. Olczyk puts it in behind the net. Long and Janney battle for it. It's sent to the blue line. McIver waiting. Gives to Newman. In deep net, Janney. Janney looks in front. Holds on. Janney back to Newman. Over to McIver. To Newman. Newman mishandles, and it's taken by Long. He moves it to center ice. Gives to Lacroix. Lacroix backhand. Off heavy Bullen. Lacroix goes after it. And McIver, 14 seconds in the man advantage. Takes it out to center ice. Gains the line. Looks for Shannon. He goes deep. Dropped Korolev to an abandoned point. And that goes all the way down the ice. McIver had gone to the bench. Davidovsky behind his goal. Starts away. Tried it. Blocked by Yachmanev. It rolls into the King zone. Sent back to center ice. It's taken now by Simplikov. He goes deep. Back for Kristich. Kristich shot. Trying to get that puck across. Actually, to Yachmanev. It went right by. Yachmanev holds it in. Simplikov and Muni battle for it. Kristich goes after it. Behind the net. Kristich shakes off Davidovsky. Backhand. Just wide. Here's Shannon. Puts it into the corner. Puck bounces free, and it's picked up by Korolev. Igor Korolev dumps it in. The Jets make changes. So do the Kings. Back to get it, Modry. Approached by Eddie Olczyk. Modry's pass winds up on the stick of McIver to Stapleton. He pumps it in. Defoe puts it to the corner. Stapleton in behind. Olczyk. His pass. LePerrier takes it. Gets it across. That's taken out to center ice. Here's the pass to Kevin Stevens. Trying to work by McIver. Puts it out in front. Here's Perreault. Hammered it wide. And now with it is Manson. His pass. Stapleton has to go get it. Flips it out over center. Olczyk gives chase. Olczyk looks for help. Slaney stays with him. King moves in. King and full pass battle. King wins it. Spins back, takes it behind, breaks in front, gets it to Olczyk. Here's Eddie Olczyk, puts it over top, and it's a souvenir.
Q94 FM. It's all you need to put on.
Wow! This Office of the Day stuff is really taking off! It's a party!
What are you doing for fun next winter? The first stop is your Ski-Doo dealer for great spring break deals. Spring break is your best chance for guaranteed delivery of your favorite 97 Ski-Doo sled. Plus, get up to $400 cash back with no payments or interest until February 1st, 1997. Hurry in for Spring Break 97, going on now at your Ski-Doo dealer.
See the exciting deals at your Manitoba, Saskatchewan Ski-Doo dealer or call 1-800-9-SKI-DOO.
Well, there we see the standings, Kurt. Now that West Side story, we're calling it their Winnipeg Jets. 2 games left. Key game tonight gives them 78 points, takes them up to Toronto's status. The one thing about the Winnipeg Jets, they do control their own destiny. That usually doesn't happen, so they got to win this game tonight. Then they can handle Anaheim on Sunday.
Another huge advantage to the Jets is if they wind up tied in points with any other team, they get the nod because they've won more games than the other teams they're competing with. 35 to this point. Jets, in fact, if they win both remaining games, will finish in 6th at least and maybe as high as 4th. Here's Newman. Gets it to Drake. He dumps it in deep. Drake goes flying into the end boards. Now it's knocked free, and the puck is picked up and taken away along the boards, and it's tied up.
Now get a 28-point spring checkup for your car, featuring oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a free jug of washer fluid, all for just $24.99. Only at Canadian Tire.
Coach Simpson would be pleased with that second period effort. 16 shots to 5. His team a little scrambly for a while, got it going again, but he had the ability to use all his lines. I think that was key to that period because they did get a key goal by Doan.
Now the Kings start away. It's taken out to center ice, dumped into Jeff Sanatore. Lafayette goes after it. Dave hits the side of the goal with it. Johnson goes in after it. Newman got there, sends it to the blue line, and with it is Norstrom. Dumps it into the jet zone. Newman and back. Lafayette after him. Newman flips it to open ice, and going back is Norstrom. And that's icing against Winnipeg. 4 minutes and 5 seconds into the third period.
Well, Temple Newman has been a good citizen, a good player, a good man off the ice. And I know his heart is wishing he was staying in Winnipeg. He knows the fans have been loyal to him and to the club. And he's always expressed how much he's enjoyed Winnipeg. And he's a nice young man that's served this city well. And it's a shame to lose that type of character person from the community.
Face-off will come, and it jets on to the left of Nikolai Habibulin, and I suppose that sign there tells the story. So there's mixed emotions in the crowd tonight. Everybody looking at the playoff run, looking for a big party to wind up the season. But when it's over, Yogi, it's over. Here's Modry at the point. He lets it go. Knocked down by Habibulin. Tverdovsky gives it to Olchek. He flips it to center ice. Grabbed by Eastwood. Trying to drag it through. And now Modry in the corner. Looks ahead. Gets it out to center ice. Todd pokes it into Jeff territory. Korolev goes after it along with Lacroix. Now Muni and Todd are there. They kick at it. Long puts it deep. Modry puts it in behind the net. Todd battling Muni. Here's Kevin Todd. Puts it down deep into the corner. Gets it back from Lacroix. Tried it for Long. To the other corner, O'Donnell. Hit by Eastwood. Lacroix kicks it in. It goes to Long. He takes a look. Flips it back to Modry. He lets it go. And Habibulin grabs and holds.
Well, Habibulin hasn't been the spectacular self tonight. He hasn't had a lot of shots, but the one key thing about him, he is back there, and the Winnipeg Jets know him. The Winnipeg Jets, for him to go anywhere this year, Habibulin has to be hot to play well. I don't know how much you'll see the backup goaltender in Roussel, but capable guy, but Habibulin is the key guy. LA's got an interesting dilemma with Defoe, and then they got Rudy, whether Rudy will be back or not. It was an interesting stat on Rudy. He stopped 5 straight penalty shots so far this year. He's faced more penalty shots than any other active goaltender in the Los Angeles Kings. But whether he'll be there or not, I don't know next year.
Here's McIver with it for Winnipeg. Takes it behind the goal. Now trying it for Stapleton. Stopped by Volpat. Long shot. And Habibulin grabs and holds. With this telecast, we conclude the Safeway Score and Win contest. As you know from watching the Jets on CKND, hundreds of Safeway shoppers have won valuable Score and Win prizes, one for every goal scored by Jet players on our telecast. In addition, 16 trips for two to Mazatlan, Mexico. Maybe a 17th tonight if Gianni scores have been awarded. And one instant hat-trick vacations, all courtesy of Canadian Holidays. On behalf of Safeway, congratulations to all the winners and entrants of Score and Win. Here's King, flips it high, and it goes all the way down the ice. Now Defoe puts it into the corner to Volpat. Stapleton wanted the puck more than Volpat did. It goes high. Manson knocks it down. And here comes Kristich. He moves up to the Jet line. Goes outside on King. Kristich gets right in. Habibulin the save.
Sixth man on the ice right now. The Winnipeg Jet fans trying to get the Jets going in this game here. You'll see what I was talking about before. Dave Manson's caught way up the ice. Chris King has to play defense, but you see it, the forwards can't skate backwards as well as defensive sometimes. Good play coming in. Kristich hasn't had the chances tonight. He should have 25 goals, but King was back checking, and that's what you want. If your defenseman gets caught up ice, you've got to have a forward coming back for it. In that case there, Manson did get caught, but Chris King came back and did his job.
Stay tuned following tonight's game for the Jim Gauthier Big Easy Play of the Game, brought to you by the home of the Big Buy, Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet's Geo Cadillac. 4-2, the Jets lead. 5:40 gone in the third period. A playoff berth in the offing. Tkachuk sends it back to Newman. Tempo Newman gives it to Janney, who moves to center ice. He gains the line, gives to Tkachuk. Tkachuk back down for Drake, and it's taken away. Brought back to center ice by Nordstrom to LaPerriere with Stevens, who takes the pass. Stevens dumps it in deep. Perreault behind the net. Leaves it for Lafayette. He goes over now to Stevens. A shot. Corner cut off by Javi Bolin. Loose puck. Centered. And that went wide. Now it's picked up by Nordstrom. Down deep. Nordstrom looks in front at Stevens. Can't get it to him. Janney battling with Nordstrom. Newman grabs the puck and starts away with Drake wide right. Dumps it in. And they make changes. With it now to Perrier. Swings by a check, runs out of room, drops it off. Perreault sends it back. And now it's sent out to center ice. It's picked up by Eastwood. Shannon breaks for the net. Eastwood shot. Defoe drops it aside. Modry can't clear. Now it goes loose. Pounced on by Johnson. Trying to beat Tverdovsky. Johnson cuts out the net. And the save by Javi Bolin. That was a test of speed. Johnson and Tverdovsky.
Well, this is what Terry Simpson's been saying about young Tverdovsky. They've been able to teach him a few things. And watch his natural speed. Muni can't control the puck. And there is a foot speed, foot race. Tverdovsky cuts off the angle. Can't cut toward the net. Comes all the way back. Doesn't draw a penalty. But he cut Johnson off. Javi Bolin sitting behind the net. All he can see is a black sweater coming at him. He knows his forward, or his defenseman's coming back. He doesn't want to make an error here. Just slides by the open side of the post. But good hustle. Good hustle by Tverdovsky. Got to give the young guy credit for using his speed, and he doesn't draw a penalty, which is so key at this time of the game.
Ferraro, Johnson, and Lafayette up front for Los Angeles. The Kings trail 4-2. Almost 7 minutes into the third. Eastwood sends it to the corner. Ferraro dumps it. Now they battle for it. Tverdovsky comes up. Tried it for Shannon. Lafayette. It's dumped out to center ice. O'Donnell back to Modry. Modry dumps it into the jet zone. Javi Bolin leaves it there for Muni. Muni sends it off the glass. Modry at the point. Long, weak shot over top. Johnson goes after it. Korolev got there first. Now it's grabbed. Ferraro. They score! Lafayette took the feed from Ferraro. And this one is now 4-3.
Give Los Angeles credit here, Kurt. They just keep on working. But Korolev along the boards doesn't control it. Chips it back to the LA King rather than controlling the boards. And out front, the Jets break down. Defensemen leave. Lafayette right by himself out there. Everybody's drawn to the puck in the corner. But it all started with Korolev on the boards. All he had to do was freeze it there. He threw it back into his own corner. There was no defender there outside of an LA player. And LA's making a game out of this.
Well, now the Kings are low, so the Jets getting a little tight.
Well, remember, I talked about that Tkachuk show at the end of the second.
Here's Slaney. Dumps it into the jet zone. Manson's lead pass. Blocked by Lafayette. Now Todd tries it for Long. Long stumbles, but whether it's a penalty. So the Kings, who just scored, now go on the power play.
On behalf of the entire crew, welcome aboard. Before takeoff, ensure your ticket has securely restricted you to inconvenient dates and times of travel. Please be aware that some people in front and behind have paid a lot less than you by booking way in advance. In the likely event you've paid an inflated price, remain calm. If a sudden change in blood pressure occurs, simply apply the oxygen mask and cruise normally.
Next time, call Greyhound Air. Low fares without the fine print.
Backstage Pass. Winnipeg TV, CKND, and Burger King present your opportunity to see the stars and witness the elegance of Chrysler Stars on Ice. Enter at any Burger King for your chance to win. You'll receive excellent seats, a backstage pass to meet the Chrysler Stars on Ice, Aristocrat limousine service, and dinner for two at the Westin Hotel. Winnipeg TV, CKND will have you seeing stars. Chrysler Stars on Ice. Enter at Burger King today.
Wow, we see McIver in there. He puts a little tug on here, pulls the L.A. King down right in front of Andy Hallimon, calls a penalty, has to call it there. He's let the guys play tonight, but there's a key penalty in the 12-minute mark. Now, this is a key kill for the Winnipeg Jets. One thing about L.A., they've had 17 goals scored against them in this type of situation.
Now with it is Slaney, moves it in deep. Slaney gets it to Lacroix. Shot, heavy bullet save. Long gets it to Todd. Todd looks back to the blue line, puts it instead to the corner. Now it's sent back to Slaney. He gives it to Todd. Todd in deep. Here's Lacroix. Heavy bullet cut it off. Now picked up again by Todd. Todd against Finley. Lacroix trying to dig it out. And Tkachuk clears. A minute and a half left in this penalty to Norm McIver. 4-3. The Jets lead with 12 minutes left in the third period. Here's Shannon, cuts off the pass. Shannon flips it to open ice. And it's picked up, taken back by Yachmanev. He goes outside on Manson. Yachmanev cuts at the net. And Abby Bolin shuts the door.
Terry Simpson's been pleased with the penalty kill on the Winnipeg Jets lately. You'll see how they stand up the blue line. Manson keeps the winger to the outside, which is key. He doesn't give him any angle whatsoever, and Ellie Bullen just covers up the shot. But the key in that play is Manson keeps it forward to the outside, doesn't allow it to go toward the front of the net. No rebounds, and Big Nicky there just smothers that puck. But Kurt, Winnipeg Jets just do not do it the easy way.
13 left in the penalty. Kristich, Siplikov, Yachmanev up front. Slaney back with Boucher. It goes to Slaney. In deep now for Kristich. To the other side. Yachmanev after it. Sends it back to Boucher. Boucher to Slaney. Slaney dumps it deep. Manson behind his goal. Muni against Yachmanev. A hit for Tkachuk. Trying to clear. It's stopped. Dumped in. Muni goes after it. Yachmanev gets there first to Siplikov. Eastwood takes it from him momentarily. Now it goes back into the corner. Centering pass, and Manson was there. Picked up at the distance. 36 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Slaney. Dumps it into the Jet zone. It goes to the corner. Siplikov wrestling with Drake. Finley is there. So is Newman. Newman missed it the first time. Then got it to Tkachuk, who dumps it all the way down. 18 seconds left in McIver's penalty. 4-3. The Jets lead it, nearing the midway mark of the third period. Boucher drives it in. King goes after it. Perreault was there. Perreault tried to center. Finley knocked it down. Can't clear. O'Darnell shot block. McIver's out of the penalty box. Drake dumps it away. Back to get it is Boucher, and that's icing.
Well, that's a big kill for the Winnipeg Jets at this time of the game. You know, Kurt, you had mentioned at the start of the third period there that the Winnipeg Jets, you know, run out of gas a little bit. Their legs are a little heavier, and that was a big kill. But you'll see that Coach Simpson keeps on coming back, you know, with Tkachuk all the time because they got him killing penalties on the power play. He's logging a lot of ice time right now, and you just wonder how much energy he's got left in himself, how much power he's got in those legs. But they're sure to get a lot of mileage out of him right now.
You know, I talked before about the fact that if teams wind up tied, the Jets get the edge because of wins. The Jets haven't been involved in many ties, relatively speaking. Only 6 this year. The Los Angeles Kings have resulted in tie games on 18 occasions. You know, speaking of occasions, this is the last of our telecasts on CKND. The Jets anywhere, anytime, and a lot of people, it's amazing how many people are involved in a hockey broadcast, and we'd like to thank them all individually. And I'm sure the credits will appear at the end, but we'd like to certainly point out all the camera people, technical people, and people like Tim Jones and director John Zappella, producer Ed Milliken, our statistician Jamie Black, and the lady who keeps us in order up here, Jay Barkman. It's been a lot of fun. Puck goes free. Now O'Donnell dumps it in deep. Manson gets it over. It's picked up by Stapleton. Stapleton sends it out to center ice. Perreault dumps it in. Going back to get it is Manson. Stevens, he tried to beat Perreault in front. The pass was blocked. Now LaPerriere. Stevens looks at Perreault. It goes to Stapleton to Olczyk. Kachuk. Kachuk moving in. Here's Kachuk. Puts it in default. Check fired wide. Penalty coming to the Kings. McIver dumps it in. And the whistle sounds.
Well, again, the confidence of Keith Kachuk. He holds on the puck. He holds on the puck, and he eventually draws a penalty. Fans are waiting for him to shoot the puck, but Keith's a strong boy. He keeps on going toward the net, and finally they have to pull him down. But he could have shot from the blue line, but he just kept on heading toward the net, till he drew the penalty. Kachuk had a good chance, didn't score. Power play for the Jets now.
So the Jets 1 for 2 with a man advantage, and they've never had a more key man advantage in the season than this one. Florida and the Islanders 1-1, and look at the Tampa Bay Lightning pulled 2 points ahead of New Jersey. Meanwhile, Detroit 61 wins as they beat Chicago. Calgary and San Jose, a key game. Dallas leading Anaheim 1-0 in the first period. Nordstrom dumps it all the way down the ice. Abby Bullock to McIver. McIver is back with Newman. Janney is up front with Kachuk and Olczyk. Janney has 2 goals. He has the puck. Gains the line. Tried to feed it across for Olczyk. And that was cleared away. 4-3. The Jets lead. A minute 35 left in the penalty. 9:20 left in the third period. Here comes McIver. He's got a goal. Takes it to center. Gives it to Janney. He dumps it in. Kachuk goes after it. Nordstrom is there. Olczyk is too. Olczyk gets the puck to Janney. To Newman. Over now to McIver. Kachuk's in front. So is Olczyk. It goes to Janney. Newman shot. Knocked out. Kachuk bats at it. Loose. And the whistle sounds. So many times the puck has been in the crease. Defoe has been down. Kachuk has been there. And the puck has stayed up.
Well, Teppo Newman sees Kachuk all the time in front of the net. He plays it to the point. Now he's watching to the front. He keeps the puck going. He throws it to the front because he knows Kachuk and Eddie Ole are there. The puck does come out. Kachuk takes a whack at it, but Defoe makes the save. But you'll see McIver and Newman have moved the puck around very well, and Teppo's always watching to the front of the net to see what forward's there. I think that bounced off the post there, Kurt.
Olczyk takes the face-off against Kristich. A minute 7 in a power play. Olczyk wins it to McIver. To Newman. He gets it down to Janney. Back to Newman. He lets it go over top. Kristich gets it out to center. And Newman gives to Janney to Newman. To McIver. To Newman. He dumps it in. Defoe leaves it there. O'Donnell. For Kristich. McIver cut it off. Olczyk leaned into by O'Donnell. Back now to McIver. He puts it in, deflected by Janney. And Defoe covers up. Byron Defoe has played well under some tough circumstances in the immediate area of his crease.
Well, as you say, Defoe's had a good year for this LA club, even though they're not making the playoffs. He's an up-and-comer goaltender. Here you see McIver throws the puck across to Janney. Now, McIver's mad at himself for some reason. Maybe want a little harder shot by himself there to see if they could deflect it in. But Defoe is all by himself back there. The LA defenseman left him, so he makes a key save, then covers it up.
32 seconds left in a man advantage for Winnipeg. 8:20 left in the third. Stapleton, Drake, Kachuk up front. Tverdovsky, Manson back on the power play. It goes back. Manson, a shot. It's in front. Knocked away. Now Tverdovsky puts it in. Dave Nordstrom has it. And he puts it up and out of play. Is Nordstrom, an impressive hockey player for the Kings.
Well, the Winnipeg Jets coaching staff breaking in Tverdovsky, throw him on the power play once in a while, see if he can catch on to throwing the puck at the net a little bit. He's got good speed. We'll see a lot of Kachuk here, like I was saying before. They're just wearing him right down, going for that 50th goal. But 4-3, they need this win. But Kachuk has been out there for this whole 2 minutes. Now they come back with Olczyk and Janney, and Kachuk stays back on the ice. Must be in tremendous condition, or they're paying him a lot of money.
Either or. Olczyk and Todd. 21 seconds left to the man advantage. Now Nordstrom Shakes off a check from Janney and dumps it all the way down. Back to get it is Manson. 12 seconds left in the penalty. Manson will try to mount one more offensive. Gives it to Tverdovsky. He scoots up the left side. Dumps it in deep. Janney goes after it there. Throws it out in front. It comes. Manson scores!
This is a map of back pain. This is a relief map for back pain. New extra strength Tylenol aches and strains. It puts back pain behind you.
To 1 in 5 Canadians, lactose in most dairy foods can be a source of pain and biting stomach cramps. But not if you take this first. Lactaid, for the love of dairy foods.
Buying or selling a home can be a tough climb, but a realtor can make it easier. When you're dealing with one of life's most important decisions, deal with a pro, a professional realtor. It's well worth it.
Isn't that ironic? Keith Kachuk gets the penalty for goaltender interference. Here's the guy's going for his 50th. You'll see the puck come back to Manson. Kachuk is going toward the net, and what he does, he jumps. He jumps to deflect the shot, and he jumps right back into Defoe.
So it's a double whammy for the Jets. Not only do they not get credit for a goal, they find themselves a man short. The Kings trailing by 1. It's brought out to center. Nordstrom. Now the pass across for Stevens. It goes back to Slaney. He dumps it in. Newman gives it to Shannon. He clears it away. Drake forces Nordstrom to hurry. Nordstrom takes it deep. Drake stays with him. Nordstrom kicks it to Ferraro. Shannon is there to meet him. Takes the puck. Puts it across. Finley waits for it. He dumps it in deep. And now Ray Ferraro overskates. Shannon takes his time. Darren Shannon. He'll hold it along those boards as long as he can. 3 Kings after him. And finally it's brought away by Ferraro. Ferraro trying to beat Stapleton. Gives it to Slaney. He gains the line. Stumbles at the blue line. Now it goes to Muni. He sends it off the glass. And that goes all the way down. 1 minute left in the penalty to Keith Kachuk. 6:44 left in the third period. 4-3. The Jets lead. Perreault dumps it in. King goes after it. In behind his goal. Looks for room and slams it all the way down. Now the Kings will try again. Boucher to Kristich. Drake again cuts it off. Now following up is Siplikov. Here's Siplikov. And he passed it. Yachmanev wasn't expecting the pass. Here's Vopak. He dumps it in. Into the corner. Kristich. Hit by Finley. Finley slams it behind the net. 18 seconds left in the Jet penalty. Shannon trying to cover up the puck. Kills some time. Gloves it to Finley. Finley spots some room and clears it. That should do it. With 5 seconds left in the penalty to Keith Kachuk. Here's Kristich. Over now to Boucher. The penalty is over. Boucher lets it go. The save by Javier Bolan.
Again, good penalty killing by the Winnipeg Jets. You see Jeff Finley coming back there, but the LA defenseman holds on to the puck, and it comes right through to Halby Bowen. Manson and Finley keep both those forwards away from Halby Bowen. Kristich takes a little shot at Halby Bowen, and right away Manson retaliates, and so does Finley. Look at the look on Manson. Not a pleasant looking man when he's mad.
5 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third period of the final scheduled home game for the Jet franchise. They laid it 4-3. Will clinch a playoff spot with a victory.
Terry Simpson pleased with his penalty killer. Darren Shannon did an excellent job of killing the penalty there by one corner. He just kept on kicking it, and the LA Kings couldn't take it away from him. Good job of penalty killing.
Olczyk and Todd to the right of Javi Bolin. Olczyk wins the draw. It's taken by Tverdovsky. Tried it for King, couldn't get it by Lacroix. Bouncing puck, Tverdovsky dumped to center. Modre to Todd. Todd dumps it in. Javi Bolin behind the net, leaves it there for Muni. Muni's check. Puck goes free to King. King can't clear. It's knocked in behind. Lacroix interfered on by goaltender Javi Bolin. Now Stapleton to King. King's long shot. That's knocked away. O'Donnell takes it deep. O'Donnell slides it in behind the net. And with it there, Modre. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's pass to Long. Robert Long at center. Gets to the line, swings by King. Tried to center, the pass broken up. And Olczyk starts back. He looks at Tkachuk. Here's Tkachuk breaking in. Tkachuk can't get a shot away. Now he tried to center. Good effort defensively by Vopat to prevent Tkachuk cutting it. Now the puck winds up on top of the net. It's been in it illegally. It's been on it. It's been around it.
What'll you do with the money you save at Speedy?
I saved $49 on my Honda brake, so I got my husband surfing lessons.
Right now, pay no PST and GST on all brake work at Speedy. And remember, at Speedy, you're a somebody. Speedy for brakes, Speedy for savings. Guaranteed.
Here we go. Okay. What's up?
It'll take me about an hour tops.
We've got tickets to the game. Yeah. We've planned this for a month. Yeah. We're going to miss the first period.
Not necessarily.
At your Chrysler Canada dealer, we understand your vehicle. We understand you.
Come on. Ottawa couldn't beat Calgary on their best day. Edmonton and Toronto, that's a no-brainer. I mean, it's not exactly rocket science.
Faceoff comes in a circle to the left. Byron Defoe. Ferraro against Gianni. Now it goes to Tkachuk. Tkachuk along the boards. Slides it in now to Gianni. Gianni wants there by Vopat. Vopat sends it back. And it's flipped up and out of play.
Jeff Finley. Nice surprise for the Winnipeg Jets this year. The Winnipeg Jets 4 minutes 27 seconds away from going to the playoffs, and you know they'll be a little nervous right now. They'll be watching that clock and hoping somebody gets another one here. And everybody, the shifts come a little shorter right now, and you look up at the clock and say, "Come on, guys, don't let anything go in right now." Keith Tkachuk had an opportunity. A young Vopat made an excellent play getting back on him, and everybody watching that clock right now.
4:27 left. Puck is back in the King zone. It's sent to center ice with it there, Finley. Trying it for Tkachuk, by him all the way down. Vopat and Tkachuk. Now it goes to Ferraro. It's knocked free, picked up and taken out to center ice. Dumped in by Slaney. Back forward is Drake. Drake's pass straight up the middle. And it goes all the way down. Vopat goes back to pick it up. 4 minutes left. Leaves it there for Slaney. Now the pass to Vopat. He looks across. Pass goes out the stick of Ferraro all the way in. Newman and back. And that's icing against the Los Angeles Kings with 3:51. As Tefo Newman looks up to see.
They're all looking. The coaching staff, John Paddock up here in the booth. Important time for the Winnipeg Jets franchise. They've got an opportunity to go to the playoffs, which they haven't had for a couple of years. Plus, they've got some talented players that if they get Zamov back and go into the playoffs with two key lines that can put some points on the board. They've got a good goaltender in Javi Bolin. They got some tough kids. If they can just get a good matchup in the playoffs, I mean, who knows what they could do.
Eastwood, Korolev, and Shannon, the Chipmunk line out for Winnipeg. Face-off one, Eastwood to McIver. Shot. Loose puck grab there by Shannon. Shannon in behind the net for Korolev. Korolev takes it now, spins with it. Korolev dancing in behind the net. Here's Korolev, spins again. Takes it behind. Korolev still has it. It's his puck. Korolev working. Now gives it to Manson. Manson behind for Shannon. 3:24 left. Shannon behind the net. Korolev leaves for Eastwood. He's content to kill time. Gives it to Korolev again. Igor Korolev. Lots of traffic in the crease. Korolev steps in front, trying to get a shot away. He can't. Shannon, Eastwood, and a dozen or so Kings all in the crease. Here's McIver. Gets it to Manson. He dumps it in. Dayful lays it in deep. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left. Here's Perreault. He flips it high. Tverdovsky goes back. Stevens in pursuit. Tverdovsky trying to get out. Stop. Now it comes to Muni. 4-3. The Jets lead. 2:44 left. It's dumped back in. Habibulin lives for Muni. Muni to King. The captain of the Jets flips it high. It goes back to the Kings line. And King gets it again. Lost it to Kristich. He gives it to Siplikov. He dumps it in. Habibulin directs it to the corner. Tverdovsky to Stapleton. Stapleton can't get it out. Now Olczyk does. And all the way back to the Kings line. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Here's Slaney. Gets it over to center ice now. Siplikov stopped by Finlay. Jeremy after it. Slaney has it. Gives it to Yachmanev. 2 minutes left as Yachmanev gets to center. He dumps it in. Going back is Numanen. Numanen, tired, falls. Janney trying to clear. Numanen kicks at it. Kristich trying to dump it in. Numanen takes it away. Gets outside. His pass gets it back again. Now dumps it all the way down. Going for it is Nordstrom. Both clubs make changes. Here's Boucher. A minute and a half left. 4-3. The Jets lead. Here's Nordstrom. Chased by Shannon. Gets away from Shannon. Slides it ahead to Todd. He puts the pass up. Gets it back. Here's Todd. Shot. Heavy bullet save. Todd and Manson in behind the goal. Out of the net is Dayful. Kings with 6 attackers. A minute 10 left. Puck at center. Todd dumps it in. Going for it, McIver. Swats it to center. Shannon trying to clear. Ferraro dumps it in. 1 minute left. Manson behind his goal. The Kings net is in. It's centered. Knocked away. Ferraro trying to put it in front. Manson swaps it around. There we go all the way down the ice. Going back is Nordstrom. And it's icing with 45 seconds left.
What a great finish. Jets still not clinched yet. They know it on the bench. Kachuk gets a chance to come on an empty netter. The fans are still sitting there. They can't. They're just so excited here. It's been a great hockey game. 4-3 this time of the year. A final home game here in Winnipeg. Fans are loving every minute of it. They're still sitting there. Come on, guys. You can do it. The players are saying, wow, you know, somebody score one in this empty net. Let's celebrate.
And the Los Angeles Kings have called a timeout, but as we look at Keith Kachuk, the last thing in the world he should be thinking of right now is number 50.
Well, I know it's the last thing you should be thinking about, but I bet he is. And the last thing he should be thinking about, make sure if he does get a chance that it get over center ice before you throw it in, or people are going to boo you right out of this town. But he's going to be out there. Terry Simpson's trying to tell him to be, be a little cautious out there, guys. But they'll look for him all the time. We had talked before about the Winnipeg Jets, how strong they're becoming behind the net of controlling the puck. Look at Korolev. Here he comes around, hangs on, hangs on. No, I won't shoot yet. No, I'm going to hang on for one more. No, hang on a little bit more. Back in the corner we go. Now there's he and Shannon start to work together again. The lines of the Winnipeg Jets have become very effective in the other team's zone at controlling the puck.
Well, this is only the biggest face-off of the season as far as the Jets are concerned. Kristich, Stevens, Ferraro, Lacroix, Nordstrom, and Slaney, the 6 attackers for the Kings. faceoff. Kachuk, Olczyk, Manson, and of course Temple Newman for Winnipeg. Eastwood wins the draw, but it's dug out now, centered. Now Ferraro down into the corner. Ferraro slides it behind the net. It's taken by Lacroix behind the net. Ferraro battling Eastwood. Nordstrom goes after it. 30 seconds left. Newman had tried to clear, and he did. It went into the bench. Oh, the Kings want to put a spoiler on a Jets record, and they're throwing everything they've got at it. They're loose. The Jets aren't. Faceoff will come outside the line. So once again, there's some consulting being done. Gary Simpson giving directions to Dallas Drake. Larry Robinson. The Stanley Cup ring on his finger as a coach, an assistant coach last year. And of course, so many from his days of the Canadiens. Here's the faceoff coming up outside the Jet line. Kings with 6 attackers. The puck goes all the way down the ice, just wide of the empty net. Now the Kings start back. Here's Ferraro. Gets it on the left side. Prestige. 15 seconds. His shot. Huggy Bulinson. Rebound. Nordstrom shot. Blocked by Drake. Another shot. Ferraro behind. Puts in this. Prestige centered. Kachuk 5 seconds. He's got a chance. 2 seconds. He scores. It's over. The Jets are in the playoffs. They're loving it.
His 50th of the season, scored unassisted by number 7, Keith Kachuk. Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 59 seconds. With this goal, Keith Kachuk has become one of 3 Winnipeg Jets to score 50 goals in one season. Congratulations, Keith Kachuk. And for goals scored by Keith Kachuk, Channel 5 CKY TV.
Stand by for the Molson 3 stars. The Jets win it 5-3.
How you doing? I'd like to remind you of the outstanding selection of chicken and beef dishes at all Earl's restaurants. From Thai stir-fry to New York steak and chicken quesadillas. Or as the Spanish say, quesadilla polla. And let us not forget Earl's famous hamburgers, which are made with ground beef and not ham at all, thank goodness. Earl's, where you can eat a little or a lot of chicken or beef, of course.
Hello again, I'm Kurt Kielbach. Down on the basement floor at Jim Gauthier, home of Manitoba's largest indoor used car selection. You'll find every make, every model, every shape, every selection. In fact, at any given time, 12 months a year, in excess of 50 vehicles, 50 used vehicles on the floor, the basement floor, here at Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet's Geo Cadillac, home of the big buy.
On McPhillips, north of Inkster.
The Olympic spirit, to strive, to soar, to face any challenge. It means so much more in real life. That's why MTS created the Spirit of Canada Fund, to support programs that help develop, train, and show our children that in life, as in sport, anything is possible.
The 3 stars from tonight's game. The fans are standing up. They want the players to come back one more time. They're now chanting for Keith. Here are the Molson Cup 3 stars from tonight's game. Star number 3 with another outstanding game defensively, Teppo Numminen. The second star with 2 goals, both in the first period, Craig Janney. And the number 1 star of tonight and the last 24 years are the fans of the Winnipeg Jets. Standings. The fans haven't left. And let's just soak it in.
So glad we can play as many games as here. Hopefully go a long way in the playoffs just for these people.
The fans have stayed. They want the team to come back out again, and they're cheering for you. What a season it's been, isn't it?
This is great. I mean, it's brutal that we're leaving, but to see the support, it's amazing. The team should have never left. Hopefully we go a long way. They can get as many games.
Scoring that 50th goal was just as tough as making the playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awfully tough. I had a lot of shots on net tonight, but thank God I had a little bit of time to put it in.
All right, you've made the playoffs. The fans want the season to go on. You guys feel that you could be the surprise team.
Well, I know. I mean, we can finish as high as 4th right now if we beat Anaheim, and well, we're looking at getting the playoffs in a high spot, and who knows what can happen.
Okay. One last wave to the fans. They're here for you. Folks, there will be one more whiteout in Jets history.
My students are trying to kill me.
My name's Smith. I'm her substitute.
Good morning, class.
I'm in charge of this class.
You ever miss shot, Mr. Whatever your name is?
Life's a chess game, Juan. This is a crucial move.
Who is he?
You are history.
I want you to say I'm sorry.
I'm not talking in the library.
The Substitute starts April 19th at theaters everywhere.
Play Safeway Score and Win. When the Jets score on CKND, you could win a set of quality appliances from Tefal, a 20-piece set of Mikasa fine china in the Currents pattern, a Gold Star Star Touch 2 VCR, or a Texas Instruments personal organizer. You could also win a trip or two to Mazatlan, Mexico, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, Canada's largest vacation company. Safeway's participating products, Kraft mozzarella and Cracker Barrel cheeses, also Ragu spaghetti sauces. Score and win at Safeway, today's better way.
Our advice to those thinking of offering advice to a Bonneville driver. Don't. Pontiac Bonneville, built for drivers.
McDonald's invites you to play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge. The biggest trivia game ever at McDonald's. Pick the right answer to questions about Disney Masterpiece Collection videos, and you could be eligible to win one of 300 million available prizes. Like $1 million. Great McDonald's food. And Disney videos. It'll leave you spellbound. Now at McDonald's, it's gonna be magic.
Time now for the Jim Gauthier Big Easy play of the game, and it took Keith Tkachuk 59 minutes, 59 seconds to score number 50. Nikolai Habibulin had made some great saves before that. Tkachuk down the wing, nothing but net. And there it is. Dale Hawerchuk's 100th point in the National Hockey League came into an empty net. Keith Tkachuk's 50th goal the same way. That is your Jim Gauthier Big Easy play of the game, brought to you by the home of the big buy, Jim Gauthier Chevrolet's Geo Cadillac. Well, it was a tense, thrilling, exciting, emotional night here at the Winnipeg Arena, and with more on their thoughts about this game, let's send you upstairs to Kurt and Ted.
Well, I suppose the most interesting aspect of it is for the moment the Jets are tied for 5th with Toronto, only 1 point behind 4th place St. Louis. So while it was a lot of fun for the fans here tonight, the Jets are in the playoffs, the next thing becomes, where do they go from here?
Well, that's right. They put themselves in this position. They controlled their own destiny. They won the game they had to win tonight. Now they can go into Anaheim, and like you say, who knows, 4th, 5th spot. But the Winnipeg Jets players did it on the ice as they were supposed to.
And an awful lot of emotion tonight.
A lot of emotion, Kurt. You know, maybe Winnipeg is not going to have an NHL team, but the Winnipeg fans show all the class in the NHL.
And they can look forward here now to at least 2 more of these whiteouts, and depending on where you finish and who you play, maybe more than that.
Well, you just don't know how long you're going to go in the playoff. But with the emotion the Winnipeg Jets have right now, and Habibulin, some goal scoring by Tkachuk and Drake and Janney, who knows how far you can go, but let's finish in 4th or 5th to get an easier draw.
Okay, well, it's been a lot of fun these last 17 years. Thank you. We'll be back with more on the post-game show in just a moment.
Oh, what a shame. Okay, here we go. Why, thank you. Molson Ultra, a smooth, strong, dry beer that goes great with watching an opponent take his best shot. Oh, I'm sorry. Must have been someone I ate. Okay. Come to Papa Dragon. What? I was stretching. Molson Ultra, 6.2% dry. Wickedly smooth beer.
There's a fresh new face in your dairy case. Dairyland Ice Cream, bringing fresh ideas to Manitoba.
Put whatever you want on the side, as long as you have these 3 letters on the front. Sierra. 365 days a year.
Whoa, it's taco time! Real craft cheddar, vegetable, seasoned beef, and chicken. Hungry? Come to Taco Time now! Always fast and freshly made. Discover our vast difference.
You need 3,000 pounds Colby. Let me check.
We don't have it.
Limburger, Havarti, cheese curds, Colby. Out of Colby.
Gouda.
No, I don't want the cheese festival to be a disaster either. What about the nice aged Gouda? Just found a warehouse stocked with 800-pound wheels ready to roll. You want it? Well, then it's yours. Want anything else? Limburger. Something tells me Limburger's not quite right for the cheese festival. Something in blue.
We're all out of blue.
We're all out of blue. Jack? We don't have Jack.
Promotional considerations provided by Waltham Watches, a name known for prestige and quality since 1857, elegant styling, and the latest in technology. A name you can trust in modern timepieces. Waltham. Time now for the Vernos Auto Body Crunch of the game one last time, and what a hit it was. Came in the second period. Eric Lacroix will get the puck, and then he'll get the big hit from Craig Muni. That is your Vernos Auto Body Crunch of the game. Vernos Auto Body, 160 Higgins Avenue, family owned and operated for over 40 years. Well, as Kurt said, with this victory tonight, the Winnipeg Jets have clinched the playoff spot. They're temporarily at least tied for 5th place in the Western Conference standings with the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, let's get you caught up to date on what is happening around the National Hockey League tonight, courtesy of MTS. And let's start with those Florida Panthers and the New York Islanders. This game ended up in a 1-1 tie. Islanders, of course, not headed for the playoffs. The Panthers, with that single point takeover, sole possession of 4th place in the Eastern Conference, but they have 3 teams, Boston, Montreal, and Washington, chasing them. Tampa Bay Lightning now control their own destiny for that 8th and final playoff spot as they beat the Rangers 3-2. Tampa Bay, if they beat Philadelphia on Sunday, will clinch that final playoff spot. Detroit, well, they now hold the National Hockey League record for most